What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of BKNY Hoops. If you're new to the channel, I'm your host as always, Rashid White. You see the thumbnail, you see the graphics. Basically, you see the title of the show. Sean Marks is still actually going draft hunting, despite not having any type of picks whatsoever. So, what we're looking for in the draft over here, if he can actually get some picks and actually winds up making a trade, we're looking for either a point guard, we're looking for some speed, we're looking for length, and we're definitely looking for athleticism, especially in the big man department over here. If we can get a center that is actually minimum weight 250 pounds, man. No more of these skinny, undersized, limited offensive type centers like Claxton or something like that. Clowney's actually really good, and thank God he can actually shoot, or he'll just be another Claxton pretty much, man. So no more of this nonsense over here, man. Let's be for real. So we're gonna start looking into the draft prospects over here. So we have well, first of all, this actually comes from the Athletic over here. Let me get into this article. So it says, despite not owning any 2024 picks, the Brooklyn Nets upper management is still in NBA draft mode, citing there will be plenty of chances to intervene and get their guy. Yeah, and Sean Marks, I do not trust, man. I don't know, man. Now you got like what's his name, Dariq Whitehead coming back, but I did some research into him, man, and in terms of his game, and it doesn't really look that great, man. He needs a lot of work. So we're gonna look at Isaiah Collier, Tristan da Silva from Colorado, and Jared McCain. So we're gonna look at and this is, I guess, what they're saying, that these are players that the Brooklyn Nets can actually really truly get. So let me actually throw Jonathan's already up in here, man. Let me throw the link in the description. Anybody want to chime in on this conversation? It's more than welcome to do so. So and let me know what do you actually want to see in the draft in terms of Sean Marks getting a pick? What do you actually want to see? All right, link is up over here. So first, let's get into Isaiah Collier. So let's look at the scouting report over here. He's 6'4", 210 pounds. All right, nice size right there. So they have athleticism, size, defense, quickness. All right, this is exactly what we need right here. This is what I'm saying. No more slow guards. No more. If he is undersized. Yeah, what's going on, Jonathan?
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on, man? You ready to get into this? I'm gonna try to breeze through this quick because I want to watch this Kevin Durant get his ass kicked, man, for leaving
I'm
us,
hearing
man.
it from here. I'm pulling double tonight.
The grass ain't greener on the other side, right there, man. NBA's changed in 2 years.
It's a reality check. Because here's the thing: if LeBron and KD both get knocked out the first round, it's that whole thing about the old guard ending and the new guard rising. Like, it's poetic at that point.
It's been happening, man. It's been happening.
Hey, KD made the choice, and that's what he has to work with now. But focusing on this draft, it's really hard to gauge how Sean Marks can really pull off a big move with the draft. I mean, we have to think realistically. 25, 30, 35, 40, like something like that. I don't know if he's going to get a top 20. He'd have to trade Claxton to get something like that. Dorian Finney-Smith, Dayron, those are guys that are not going to get you a top trip. So if Sean Marks is looking for somebody, it's going to be a diamond in the rough player, somebody with potential that can be developed and molded. I think that's what Sean's going to try.
Well, it's saying, all right, so, I mean, the Athletic believes that they can actually get into the draft over here. They can get kind of like, I mean, I guess if you can get Dorian Finney-Smith, you trade him. I mean, he can fetch you a couple of first-round picks. I mean, maybe in the 20s or something like that, 18, 20s.
It depends. It's going to have to be a team that really needs his defense and his three-point shooting. Like, they're willing to
a lot of teams need that, man. I mean,
I agree with you, but if they're willing to give like a 25, 23 pick, like, that'd be a lucky for Sean Marks. And I know some people are talking about the Zach Edey thing, but I don't see it. The only way you have a shot at getting Edey is if you trade Claxton. They're not going to trade Claxton. So I think we need to be realistic about that move. But if they could find like a young player with potential that can work in Brooklyn's new system, which is going to emphasize defense, emphasize passing the ball, a fast-paced style, you're going to look for somebody that meets those intangibles. Not somebody that's not.
I should have bbeen better prepared. I guess I should have got some highlights of these guys. So Isaiah Collier. Let me let LM go before I get into the scouting report. Guys, LM, what's good, man?
What's good, fellas?
Get up in here before like a whole slew of cats come up in here, man.
Um, I don't know. I mean, it depends. I think hopefully we get a Sean Marks can get a pick in this draft.
We'll see.
But from what I'm seeing, I would probably like. I don't know. It depends on where he's going. If he's going around, I don't know if he's going to get like a lottery pick. I don't know if he's going to try to get 20 through 30 or whatever the case may be, or 11 through 15 or something around that area. But I would probably like the boy from UConn. I think it's Stephen Castle here. 6'6", can play defense. Can I don't think he I think he can shoot. He mostly can shoot, but very athletic. I think him in the backcourt next to a Cam Thomas would be phenomenal because he can actually play defense.
Mm,
Around the
that's not a bad profile.
6'6" height, Cade. He's
What's
more
his
like
name?
I think he's like a Cade Stephen I think it's Stephen Cassell or Stephen Castle, whatever the case is. But he played for UConn. I think he's around 6'6". Uh, but I think it's
Castle,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There you go. Um,
All right, so
six
if you
six. He can.
that
Yeah, he's 6'6". Uh,
all right,
can he's very good
we'll
on
put him into the
defense.
breakdown over here, man. We'll get him in here.
Um, yeah,
Eh,
he's very good on defense. He can hit the mid.
Uh,
Um, he has playmaking capabilities. He's unselfish. Very athletic. Um, can get he plays physical too. I think he would be a great addition. If Sean Marks can land, and that would be great. Him in the backcourt next to Cam Thomas, that would be fire.
That's not a
Um,
bad idea at all. I would
um,
just say this though, trading Dorian, I can understand if you want to get like a player that meets those qualifications, but if they trade Dayron for like a small guard or something, I'm gonna be pissed about it. So I'm like, we need size on this team, and you trade
yeah,
our
we
only
do.
center for another scoring guard. Like, if he does that, then I'll be upset. Like, think smart,
all right,
Sean. Think what
so
we actually need
let's
to improve this
let's
team.
systematically go through these over here, man. So
Yeah,
Isaiah Collier, yes, see, quickness. This actually jumps off at me. This is exactly what we need right here, man.
can you zoom in a
Quickness
little more,
or
BK? On it a
huh?
little more. Can you zoom in a little bit more? So
Oh,
we can
hold
see it
on.
more.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, he's very quick. He
Yeah,
he has a
He needs
fast
speed.
fast
Yeah.
twitch type game to him.
fast twitch muscles, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's 6'4". They had him taller, but I guess he's 6'4". But I thought he was like 6'5", 6'6" ish. But
Oh, here
I
we
guess
go.
he's around the 6'4" height.
Not an
But
axe to
yeah, he's
grind,
really
but
nice.
just we know what KD did when he made that move, so we were expecting something like this to happen.
All right, so yeah, this is what this is and athleticism is a 7. Quickness is a 9. This is exactly what we need right here, man. And like I said, this is probably, we also gotta look for a Ben Simmons replacement over here too, man. Dare I
Uh,
say it.
BK, I don't think we should focus on replacing Ben. We should just focus on players that complement each other. Like that's what the team should get back to. Like the best thing that
No,
made
I mean,
Brooklyn
like I
so
said,
fun
he's
was
he's
that
50-50, man. I mean, he can get injured, he can get hurt
uh,
again.
I just they should just play him off the bench next season. Be smart about it. Be smart. Forget about trying to recoup all his value. Just be smart about him because at the end of the day, if he wants to start, he's not going to be able to handle 30 minutes a night. He just can't.
Well, we don't know.
You
Yeah, I
got to
mean,
be
he has
smart.
6 months to get back. Hold on. All right. So over here, what y'all saying over here? So can you read this, Jonathan?
Collier is a 6'4", 215 point guard with a chiseled NBA ready frame on the perimeter, as well as very good speed, body control, and burst. Not bad.
All right.
This,
So the comparisons are Jeff Teague and Eric Bledsoe. So
mm,
I like that. I like that. I like that. So very powerful first step. Has nice ball handling ability with either hand to make him tough to contain and allow him to turn corners and pressure the rim. Looks really good in the transition. Consistently keeps guys on their heels on the open floor. All right, this is exactly what we need, man. This is exactly what we need.
mm, we do.
Um, if we can surrender Dorian Finney-Smith and move up to probably move up, get into the draft to actually get a guy like this. This is pretty good. So weaknesses: his ability to pick his spots, process things through things against set defenses are a work in progress for a lead guard. Currently tends to try to strong arm his way to where he wants to go on a court rather than taking what the defense gives him. He'll learn that over time. Yeah, I mean that's something that's actually easy correctable. Not easily correctable, but it'll get better. So let's look up some highlights of him, man. Let's see. You said Elam. You said he's quick.
Who is this? Stephen Casson?
No. Isaiah
Oh,
Collier.
Isaiah Collier. Yeah. He's pretty speedy. I think he was on. I think this is him. I think he plays on it. Bronny James is actually on that team with him. But he's pretty speedy. He's pretty fast on his feet. But that's accurate. He does tend to not. Usually, what the defense gives him, he tends to overthink it, which I
Forces his
think
way
that.
in.
Yes, but
I mean that's where he has to trust his.
If they don't get Collier or Castle, since we need size, a Tyler Smith will actually be great in this draft too for us to get. Um, 6'11", can stretch the floor. Got size on him too. I think he's around 220. He gives me Jabari Smith Jr. vibes, but I feel like he's more. I think he got to work more on his perimeter defense. But
so the fact
that
I like that he can explode to the rim with his offhand is really, 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 really good. That's a really positive sign right there, man.
Right. We definitely need more explosion for sure. We can't have guys that are just passing the ball for like 5 minutes on the court. We got that's probably
wait a minute. You want slow Dennis Schroeder?
No, Dennis ain't a slow guy. He can get to the rim.
He's slow, man. He's slow.
No,
he's slow.
30 points in a few games is slow.
Yeah, that's off of him hitting 5 out of 8 3-pointers.
No, because he's a competitor. Listen, Dennis Schroeder is
You're mistaken being crafty for speed and athleticism, man.
He's not a starter player, but he can play a good role piece for any team that wants to.
You said you wanted him to start last show.
I'm open to it. I'm open to anything. Listen, there's a possibility he could start soap this season. There's also a possibility he could be a backup point guard. There's different routes the Nets can take with Schroeder.
You said you wanted him to start.
Listen, if that's what they want to do, I'm open to it. I think Schroeder is the most experienced point guard, and it makes sense to start him over Ben Simmons because Ben can't play more than 30 minutes a night right now. So
Dennis Schroeder's a defensive liability.
But BK, we have a lot of defensive players on this team. Not every player on the team can be a defensive player, though. That doesn't happen on every team.
No, we need. Yeah, you haven't been watching the rest of the NBA, man. Does he remind you of like a Jalen Green a little bit, Elam?
Not necessarily. I think Jalen Green is more explosive. I think he's more athletic. He reminds me more so of I think he's more so. He's athletic. Like I've never seen him play above the rim like that, but he
Yeah, so we need. It doesn't have to be like an above the rim player. Just somebody was like look at Tyrese Maxey. I mean, speed. So
I would say that was a good. That's an accurate. That's an accurate one. Only reason why I would prefer Castle over him though is because one, Castle is taller and he covers more ground as opposed to Collier who was around 6'4", 6'3" ish. He covers more ground, and we need defense in the backcourt as much as we can't have any more small guards at the one.
Yeah, because when D-Rock was on the show last time, he said Cam Thomas is about 6'1". They said 6'3" is being generous. I'm like, ouch. And that's
Cam Thomas it's Trae Young is 6'1". Cam Thomas is taller than Trae Young, man.
Yeah, no, D-Rock. D-Rock was saying he took a picture with him, with Cam Thomas, and he said he's about 5'11", so he had Cam Thomas about 6'1". He said he took a picture right with him.
I think Cam Thomas is way taller than that. I've seen Cam Thomas and Kyrie side to side. They look damn near basically the same height, and I think Kyrie's like 6'3", 6'2". So I mean,
Yeah.
I think Trey Young is shorter though. Trey Young is
They
definitely
said Trey Young is over 5'10".
Yeah.
Hey, still a
Cam
good
Thomas is
assist
definitely
passer,
not
man.
5'10".
All
Right.
right, so let's look at our next prospect over here that Sean Marks potentially can actually get. So Tristan
Uh,
Alva, so 6'9", 220 pound power forward, and I guess they don't have anything on him, man. I mean,
yeah, he's more so second round. I don't think he's not a lottery guy. He's probably gonna be around like the
a
30th
mock
pick,
draft they got him
probably.
at
I don't
25.
think we have a need for a power forward
Yeah,
though.
25. Yeah, he not really.
I think
Tyler Smith would be a good option, but I don't know if they're gonna get him.
yeah, I
We have
think
What,
to
is he
see.
from another country? I mean, why they don't have any information on him? He's a senior.
he's
I
an
don't understand
unknown. He's an unknown.
Yeah, he's more so an unknown.
Yeah. You know, BK, I think the Nets should prioritize maybe a scoring guard or maybe another, athletic sense or something like that. I don't know if we need power forwards. We kind of have Clowning, so I don't think we really need to delve into that.
Oh yeah, he's from Germany, from Munich,
Yeah,
Germany.
like
All
Sean
right.
Mark shouldn't get redundant. We already have so many wings on this team. The idea we should subtract some of the wings and make this team more balanced. Like we're gonna
But we
take
never
players
know. I
from
mean,
the same
this kid
position.
might be actually polished over here, man. I mean, that something is being hidden over here, man. Let's see.
Ooh, we
Tristan
gotta
Tis.
discover it.
Let's see. Because like
I
those
do
are
like a Carlton. I don't know if y'all heard of him, but Carlton Carrington will. I think will. I like Carlton Carrington on this team. He's definitely a nice point guard for us.
Mm,
6'5". He reminds me of a Jamal Crawford, but just with better athleticism and better playmaking. I think that's something that we need on this team because we definitely need some sort of athleticism at the one, or if Cam Thomas is going to be our two.
yeah.
Uh,
Also, we
Carlton
can't rule out
Carrington would definitely.
Tariq Whitehead either because we haven't seen what he can do yet. So like, the Nets
all
might
right.
have to
So
Right.
it looks like Tristan DeSalvo can actually space the floor. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. He could
Want
shoot.
to
He
shoot
could
it.
shoot the three for sure.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, he probably can be someone we can get. I don't know if Sean Marks because if he around the
I
20
mean,
mark,
I like Clowney, but like I said, Clowney's one dimensional. So we can get somebody that can actually,
BK, what do you think of the new coaching assistant hiring today? The Howard guy. He's a former
I
center,
mean, I
NBA
don't know, man.
champion. I know it's
I just
mixed
don't
bag
like
because I'm hearing.
I don't like
Yeah,
what I'm hearing from the front office, man, in
yeah,
terms of like not really making like upgrades. They believe that Nick Claxton can lead them into a playoff seed, and I'm like, guys, come on, man.
yeah.
Why these guys are so delusional,
No,
man? I don't understand.
I'll tell you this. I heard the Breezy podcast. And they were saying that Howard would be good for Clowney's game, but to me, it's like this is all about Claxton. Like you're bringing an NBA champion center here to get under this guy to tell him like you gotta be offensively producing and defensively
Yo,
killing
but
it as
that
a
listen,
center. Like this
Jonathan,
could be
that
a
doesn't
move for
happen
Claxton.
overnight.
I
The
know, but
main thing,
BK,
this is the main thing he can do for me, like for me to believe in Claxton. I say I want him on this team is just to bulk up, man, just to
I,
get up
I,
to 230.
I agree with you, but this is what it just feels like. It just feels like they're trying to surround Claxton with everything he needs. They want to give him a contract, and now they want to give him
Why
an
do
assistant
I
coach
don't
to work
understand?
with
Like,
him. Like
I mean,
it
we
feels
see
like
a
that.
lot of sample size of him, man. Like, what is going on with this management, man? And you look at the others, even like, all right, so I was looking at other teams that are like Toronto's interested in Claxton. I was looking at it, and they're like, we don't know how it's going to work, with Yaka Pirtle and Claxton because they both don't space.
Well,
So
the
that's
key,
the
like
thing. I just don't see what's the big
the
intrigue, man.
well, the key going forward is you got to play Claxton with another big. Claxton can't play by himself in the court because
No,
he
you need
gets
a big that
exposed.
can space because Toronto was just saying, like they were saying today, they're interested in Claxton, but then they got Yakapurtle. They don't want to give Yakapurtle up.
I don't see any decent returns for us. I mean, the only guy that made sense was Valanciunas, but we can't. I don't think we have the cap space to get him, and we don't have the contract money to get him. Like it's hard for the Nets to make any moves this summer to get any upgrade with Claxton right now. It's
If
just
he
hard.
was like 230, 240, like then I would believe in Claxton. I'm like, yeah, because he can definitely legitimately guard a 5 or a 4 and guard like wings, man, like guards and like. But right now, like I was talking with my best friend earlier, him and I were talking about Claxton, and I'm like, He was like, no way he's a 4 or 5. He's just too small. He's a
They
3.
got him moving a
So then I
power
asked him, I said, yo, Akeem, what does a small forward have to do? And he was like, you got to dribble and you got to shoot. And I said, you don't need to have Kyrie ball handling, but you got to have some ball handling and you have to have some shooting. And he just doesn't give you that by his own admission. So when Harlem comes over here and says, yo, man, your BK, they ain't letting him shoot. He said he has to work on his outside shot. He needs to work on his offensive game.
And if he gets
it takes years.
Right, but if he gets the contracts, he have to do. Because here's the thing: when he hits his 30s, he's gonna have to start shooting threes and double.
How many players you've seen over the years? Now you're a little younger, Jonathan. I've been watching the NBA.
No, but I'm just making that point because you look at Lopez and Horford. The only reason they're still in the league is because they know how to shoot threes and mid-range shots now. They couldn't do that before. People wondering, hey, can they do more than just dunk? Like Claxton could eventually be asked those questions when his defense won't be his main thing that keeps him as a main player. Like
Brook Lopez, he was a back to the basket center, and most NBA teams they want to play fast, and he's not a quick player. So he actually has to shoot. And then like in terms of like running your offense to Brook, he doesn't make the right reads. I don't know why he can't work on that. I mean, it's not hard to really anticipate where the help is coming from, but I don't know. Some people just don't pick it up though.
But it's probably smart to move Claxton to power forward to give it a try.
Yeah, but do you see the set? Do you see the players? Paulo Banchero, Zion, Giannis, AD. Yes. I mean, you in order to be how much you weigh, Jonathan?
About 245-ish.
And what's your height?
Around 6 foot.
So go out there. I want you to go out there and play some basketball against like 13, 14-year-olds, man. And see how easy it is to actually just move them out of the way like it's nothing. They ain't going to be able to stop you, because you're too big. You know what I'm saying? They're too big. I even like this whole week, I was playing against some of the 13. I was playing with the 13, 14-year-old kids around my neighborhood already. Man, they couldn't. I'm out of shape, and they just couldn't guard me. Just too big.
So
you know what I'm saying? Too big.
I get that, but here's the thing, though. Like, this is the formula for how you can clash this team. You got to eventually get a center that you can play with. And
but you have to have a center that can space the floor, though.
Right, that's the key. That's on the front office to figure out. If they keep Claxton, that's on them to figure that out. They have to figure out how to make the pieces step.
But why do we gotta lose so many games just to figure that out? I don't understand that, man.
Because Jean-Marc traded away 3 superstars. Didn't get much back.
Jesus, man.
That's
I don't know, man. Sean Mark's got to be like the worst general manager I've ever seen in the NBA. There's probably worse than that.
He's made a lot of gambles, and a lot of the gambles haven't paid off at the end of the day. But there's some decisions where, like, you have to think about the team, not just about a player. Like, he's coddled so many.
I know. Listen, guys, I'm not bringing up the Knicks, but you seen what Hartenstein was actually doing to Joel Embiid, right? He was just bothering him, and Joel Embiid had to take a lot of outside shots just to win.
Hey, he dropped 50 points, BK, with Bell's palsy and one leg, man. It
just shows you that. Listen, if that was Claxton guarding Embiid, I mean, Embiid would have the most efficient night possible, man. I mean, he would have like 17 out of 20 out of 25 field goal attempts, man.
Well, I'll say this. I'll say this in fairness, Philly should have defended Hartenstein better. That guy had so many easy bunny shots. I'm like, the guy's in the same spot like 7 times. You guys got to defend. You can't just let him keep taking that shot. Like, that's just bad defense. You let Hartenstein get off the easy.
Portsmouth says the only thing that should do this summer is re-sign Claxton, Wilson, Wofford, Sharp, Cam Johnson. I mean, but you're talking about bringing a losing squad back, man. We've seen we see if you watch the playoffs, man. You just see how the NBA is. You see like a team, a high-powered team. Like now, 5 or 6 years ago, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant. I mean, that's just a high-powered offense. And then look at them. They're like you got Devin Booker, who's not an above-the-rim player. He's going against Anthony Edwards, who's an above-the-rim player. A lot of you guys, if you go out there, you play with like Division I athletes, man. You'll understand exactly what I'm talking about, man.
Right, but the Suns have no roster balance. They have
no. But I'm just saying, with a big 3, years ago, like 10 years ago, you saw the big three that LeBron James had in Miami, right?
Right.
You know,
but also, like you said, they
Dwayne
allow
Wade
more
couldn't get past the first round without Shaq, and Chris Bosh couldn't actually get past the first round. I mean, Chris Bosh, I mean, he wasn't carrying the team by himself to no damn to a finals or anything like that. And the same thing with Dwayne Wade.
Right, but like you said, there is more physicality to be allowed in the league. And let's go back to the Knicks and Philly for a second. If we looked at how they did last night, that was old school basketball, kicking, shoving each other.
Yeah, man.
That's
what I'm
stuff
saying.
that it wasn't here.
Like I said, Claxton, this is what I'm saying. We need to get more physical, man. I just wish Claxton was like 230, 240. I'll be popping pussy just as much.
The only problem with Claxton I had is his emotional outbursts. Like when we're trying to win games, he gets these weird texts. I'm just like, Claxton,
basketball, man.
I know, but we have to have a lead before he can do that. So I don't mind him showboating if we have a 10, 15-point lead. But when we're coming back in the game, you slap the ball. And it's just like, Claxton, you want a $80, $90 million contract? You can't be doing those mistakes, man. Like, you got to think of your
but I
teammates.
mean,
like that's the only thing I've had a real problem with.
I'm not gonna get on him about that. So Tristan, so what do you think about him, LM? You like him, man? Tristan DeSalvo, he's from Germany. Probably a more fundamental game, man. What do you think?
I appreciate that, Claude. I'll definitely look into that, man.
Okay, moves about the basketball. I like that. The European players got really, really great fundamentals, man. Looks like he can really shoot, man. Okay. More like a 6'9" guard, man. He can put the ball on the floor. Okay. Now we got to see if we can actually do this against. Ooh. All right. So I can understand why Sean Marks want to kind of get into this draft over here.
The thing is, though, it doesn't make sense for us, though, because there's not really many players that are going to make you go, whoa. And the thing is, the only two trade options he has are Dorian Finney-Smith.
No, we don't need like
and Day'Ron, though. Like, can you really turn Dorian Finney-Smith into a top 20 pick? I don't know. I mean, it depends on contenders how desperate they are to want to stay relevant next season. If some of them are like, listen, we want Dorian on our team, but we're not going to give you a 20 pick for him, I understand that. But if they're desperate enough, okay, we have something we can talk about with Sean Marks, but at the end of the day,
I was on Nets Fans show, Claude Smith, man, go check it out, man. I was on there. Him and I had a great 45 minute debate right there, man. I was on the show a couple of weeks ago, and he's supposed to be coming over here. I got to get in contact with him, man.
Peace awesome. Peace definitely brings a lot of good dialogue.
So he says Claxton will be resigned. He's part of the Nets' future. It should be a dead subject by now. Move on to a different topic, please. We are moving on, Claude. We're moving on, man.
We're seeing how we could utilize on his team. It's just Sean has to get a big component to play with him, another big player. Like Claxton just can't do it by himself. You have to put Claxton in a good position to shine defensively, but offensively find those little breadcrumbs when you can too. Like that's when we're all going to be like, this is what Claxton should be doing on the floor every night. Like we want that. I don't think anybody.
All right, so let's look at Jared McCain over here, man. He's from Sacramento. All right, so athleticism, size, defense. Now, for people that are in the chat or people that's going to watch this show on the restream, these are what do you call it? Prospects. I was on there, Claude. Yeah, definitely, I was on there. These are actually what do you call it? Draft prospects that Sean Marks is potentially looking at over here. And we're gonna get into the other one over here, Stephon. What's his name? Stephon Castle. Yeah. So 6'3" combo guard, good strength and balance, can play on and off the ball. All right, I like that already. Again, not a one-dimensional player. Prolific shooter, shoots well. So you see all these strengths, and then you look at the weaknesses, man. It's like, hold on. Then there's really no strengths or anything like that. So it can score in bunches, good form, and catches the ball already squared up with no.
I like how you break it down, BK. There's some good things here, but damn.
Yeah, because when you look at the weaknesses, I mean, they're gonna really scout these guys, for the most part. Depending on the team, and they're going to really expose their weaknesses, and then the strengths doesn't really mean anything. If they really,
I'll tell you this: if we get another scoring guard, it really depends on how our bigs grow this season. I think Noah Clowney's summer league. I think a lot of people are going to have their attention on the product to just see how he shows the growth and evolution that he showed this season. I think a lot of people are going to have their eyes on him to see what he can take to the next level with his game. So I think that's going to be a storyline to watch out
So you
for.
see over here, right? It says great space to get his shot off fairly well. Gets into the mid range at a nice rate. Can stop on a dime and has much success with his pull ups. So solid floater. So then we look at the weaknesses. More wired to score than facilitate, and we already had that in Cam Thomas already. And doesn't have great size. Same thing. We got that in Cam Thomas.
Right.
As he's more of a two guard. Isn't a real explosive athlete. Got that in Cam. You don't really need him then.
Oh man, if you were a talent evaluator, you can't think a lot of
No, I mean, because I'm just looking at the other. I'm looking at the other guards around the league.
No, I get.
Yeah,
It's good. It's good to break it down.
It's like when you go when they do an NBA draft combine. Trust me, they're going to be looking at all of this over here, and they're going to be comparing them to each other, man. You know.
Well, that's what Sean should have aimed for. He should aim for a guy that's similar to somebody who's already on our team. It should be what's different and what can balance out the team. Like that's it at this point.
So it says may struggle against length when scoring at the rim at the next level. Yeah, see, that's another thing. That's the same thing with Cam Thomas over here, man. Like he's not the most explosive, athletic, dynamic player, man. So I mean, so he has to work on a lot of skill. Like he needs to learn how to be more crafty. You know, attack closeouts, and get guys on their hip. Like look at Jalen Brunson. Just look at his game and study his game pretty much, and just try to get like that in terms of being able to be a below the rim player and actually still be able to actually, you know. So it doesn't heavily contribute in other areas outside of scoring. Lack of ideal size, athleticism, and diverse scoring. Arsenal hinder for his projection as an off guard in the NBA. Older for his all right, so he's probably going to be a second round pick then, man.
Hey, for fun, BK, why don't we look up Zach Edey's college profile and see what that's all about? Since we haven't really done a deep dive on it, really, it's just fun.
Oh, I should have put him in the thumbnail, man. I wasn't even thinking about that, man.
Let's do it. Because here's the thing: at the end of the day, if Sean Marcus might get Zach
Edey, you there, man? Ellen, are you there?
Yeah.
What do you think about Zach Edey, man? For real, man. You know?
Yeah. I feel I don't think he'll ever be like a focal point of an offense, like a
interesting
Embiid or Jokic, or I don't think he'll be one of those. But I feel like he'll be a solid role player. In terms of for what Brooklyn needs, we do need a guy with size. 7'4", 300. He said according to him.
This is the thing about Zach Edey that scares me. You know, we knew Yao Ming was like a slow plodding center, right? And they saying he's slower than this. Yao Ming with a little less size and mobility. You know, so he doesn't really have this is what I was trying to tell Breezy because he was arguing with me, man. I'm like, yo, you know, you gotta be able to move laterally as a center, man, at times. But I'm not saying you need to be like Jaren Jackson Jr.
It's valid.
Hold on. Listen to what over here said. He says, one of the things I like about BKNY Hoops is nobody calling each other the N-word. I love it, LOL. So listen, nigga is naturally, and it's an acronym, man, naturally intelligent, going to get assets, okay? All right? That's what it means, man. It's not a derogatory word, Claude. I told you this already, man.
Hey, we had to have good basketball discussions. That's what it is. Good basketball discussions, man. This ain't about bringing anybody down. This is about elevating Brooklyn basketball dialogue and basketball talk. That's it, man.
So I think the scouts or officers is a bigger Zubac with some Bobine Mon. I can't even pronounce that name right now. I need some water. Yao Ming with a little less size and mobility. Ouch. Yeah, it's not good.
Well, the one thing I pointed out yesterday, I think is very valid, is the one thing against him is he's a little slow, and the thing is if you have really good 3-point shooters in this league, taking him on, and then he's not guarding the 3-point line, that's an easy 3 points a night for a lot of players that are going to follow that pattern if he doesn't show progression with his speed on the court. Like that's something that's important to note. Like yes, he may be an interior threat, but as far as outside the interior, that could be a problem.
Yeah,
that could be a problem for sure. Here's a
Yeah,
good
I
question,
wouldn't.
though.
We probably won't get him, but
LM, here's a good question. I gave a shout out to Philly Chris, but he said that he could see Zach Edey on a contender possibly in the draft. Do you think that the contending team would actually start Zach Edey? Like, what do you think about that, LM? Would you be yes or no? If the contending team
it
drafted him.
depends. If he falls to a San Antonio per se, I
Ooh.
think him and Wemby in the front court would be
But
awesome.
you can't honestly look at Wimbayana and then get like excited about Zach Edey, man.
Hey.
Well, the reason why is because then you could put. I think Wemby's game more so presents as a forward rather than a five. I think you could
Oh.
Listen, it
put
all
you could
depends
put
on the matchup, man. Like sometimes you can make like guys like a Joel Embiid work on defense. So I would put Wimby at the 5, even though
but
he's going to be
if
eating up alive at
yeah, but with Wemby though, his game resembles a forward. Wemby grew up watching KD. He grew up
yeah.
watching these guys. He's not interested in center work. He wants to be like
No, I don't
a
need him to.
guard type.
I wouldn't need him to bang down low. What I would want him to do is just to space the floor, man. I mean, you guys go out there and play basketball, man. Like guarding the 3-point line is tough. Especially
If it,
for Embiid, for like a 280-pound guy. Trust, I'm a big guy. I hate guarding the damn perimeter, man. I hate it.
right, and if that's the case, if I'm San Antonio, not that I would want Edie on the team. If I'm looking at Edie, I'm letting Wimby do the perimeter work, and I'm leaving the
Mm.
Embiids and the Giannis's to Edie. Let him
Okay.
deal with the big guys, and let Wimby be on the perimeter, which is what he do best, and let him do what he do, and let Edie handle the big Zubox, Senguns. Let him handle the big physical guys, and let Wimby do what he do. I think they would want to pair an Edie with a Wimby, or they would probably go for Alexander Sarr. But
I
I
mean,
think Edie would probably start on one of these teams. They
what
need
the
big
hell is
bodies in the league.
that? They initially, from what I heard, he was going to be a second round pick, late second round. So
Yeah, I
it's
think it might
funny
change
that so
because of the
hard.
playoffs. Right. If you're looking at these Valanciunases and these Goberts and Zubaks, like these guys is eating up. I think
I
they might change their mind on the Edie in terms of we need a guy that can be physical if we're trying to make a playoff run. So if
nah.
we got to slow it down in the half court, we need somebody that can bang out there and get rebounds, man.
LM, I wish that the Nets had cap space this year, man, because we could have brought Valanciunas right to his team, man. Valanciunas and Claxton, that'd be quite a fun pairing.
Yeah, one
So,
second. Hold on. Now, Claude, I get the word. The is derogatory, but we're looking at and it's an acronym. Naturally intelligent, going to get assets, man. All right, it's a.
Right.
I
But
love messing with Claude
um,
sometimes, man.
I don't know. I think in terms of where he would start, it depends. I know it depends on the teams. I know Detroit can possibly get the number one pick. I know. I think the Knicks got the 20th pick. If you fall in within the
They were talking
20th
about
range,
Jaden Ivey from Mikael Bridges and somebody else, Detroit, man. They were talking about a big
Durin,
trade.
Durin and Ivy, I
Jaden
saw that.
Ivy,
I saw that.
Jaden
Wait,
Ivy from McHale.
we need speed, man. I'm telling you, we need because like I said, I'm just watching even like the roster, like the Dallas Mavericks, man. Look what they actually did together with
Listen, if you want speed in a guard in this draft, if you want speed, if you want athleticism, all you gotta do is look at Rob Dillingham from Kentucky.
Good
He's
point,
probably the
LM.
fastest. I'll
Mm-hmm.
say his comparison is a Jalen Green, but his shot making, he's like imagine Cam Thomas and Jalen Green had a
You know what?
child.
I think you know what,
I
Ellen. I
think
think you might be right with Stephon Castle because maybe he could be. Let's see if he looks like a Cade Cunningham or something like that, man. Because
yeah, he's a big guard. He's 6'6", man. He's really big. But
yeah.
he's like a Kate Cunningham, but with more athleticism, I think. He's
Woo! All
really
right, so
nice.
they gotta have to. Would you surrender Cam Thomas to try to get up in the draft to get this guy?
Whoa.
I don't even think you got to get rid of Cam. I think I feel like Castle can fall around that 10 to 11 Mark, if you can try to get a DFS off the books for a 10 and 11 pick, which I think is possible
What you
because this
project
draft is
him going as?
particularly
Because
weak.
if he's like you said, if he's like a K, JP, thanks a lot, brother.
Thanks, JP.
If you think that he's a big K Cunningham, he could probably go at number 10 over here, man.
Ellen, if the Nets could get a 10-11 draft pick, that'd be very impressive for Sean Marsh trying to get some
right. I think most of these dudes in the I
they
think
got
most
him
of
at
these
number
dudes
3 over here, man. In terms of the shooting guard rankings for 2024, Stephon Castle is number 3. So it may have to take surrendering a Cam Thomas just to get him, man. I mean,
I don't see that,
if he's that high up.
That'd be something. If Sean Marsh traded Cam Thomas during the draft, I think everybody would lose it because at the end of the day, you only trade Cam Thomas if you're getting a superstar, not to move up a draft line, man.
No, I'm just saying if they was to say like give me K Cunningham and we'll take Cam Thomas, I think you have to kind of make that move right there, man.
It depends, but I don't know if Sean. You only pull the trigger if you're getting a superstar with Cam Thomas. You can't just trade him for a draft combine, man. It would be a lot of negative feedback on Sean Marsh.
Nah, you want Castle in the backcourt with Cam. You don't want to trade Cam Thomas and have Castle. Castle works best as a point guard. He's not really a shooting guard type of player.
Let's take a look at him right here. This is him right here, right?
Yep.
Yep. Let's see.
Looks like a young Tyrese Maxey, man, almost.
Bigger.
Yeah, he just got more size. You're right. He can defend 1 through 3, man. He got the defensive versatility.
We could have drafted Tyrese Maxey, man, and we traded for Landry Shamet.
Yeah, we gotta fire Sean Marks, man. Sean Marks gotta get fired, man.
Like we could have got.
What was that Donald Trump show, man? What was that show that Donald Trump had when he was fired?
The Apprentice.
Yeah, oh my gosh, man.
See, look at this. Look at that. Boom.
Whoa.
Come on, man.
Show that again, man.
Imagine that at the 1 for us, bro.
Let's see that.
Look at that rig. That changed
what
down.
I'm trying to say. When I'm picking on Dennis Schroeder and I'm picking on like Cam Thomas, I mean, I'm just being honest and real, man. Like this is where these are the type of guards that are coming out in the NBA for like the next 4, 5, 6.
I would say his jumper is a little shaky, but that's something he could work on. But his defensive
he can put pressure on the defense. That's the main thing.
Right. I like his defensive versatility and his playmaking is I love it. Pass to the big man.
Nice pass.
Got the turnover. He right.
That's what we need, man.
Boom.
See, Dennis Schroeder's not giving us this, Jonathan.
I understand, BK, but the other thing you have to understand too is the Nets really
can absorb contact. I know, but contact, explode through contact. I like this over here.
I know, but BK, unless Sean Marsh is willing to make drastic moves now and speed up 2025, he kind of has to work with what he got, man. Like we can't just expect him to, throw everything in the.
Yeah, this is a 6'6" guard, man.
Right. Look at this. He would be if Sean Marks can turn DFS into him. I would be very surprised.
You'd have to add a lot to the pot with DFS to make a move like that happen. Like Kel Bridges would have to be added to that, man, to make that happen. That's being realistic.
Man. I feel like he's a bigger DeJounte Murray type of player.
Speaking of DeJounte Murray, did you guys see that baseball with the Brooklyn Nets beanie hat picture a day ago? I think that was from a while back though, right?
Yeah, he was younger. Yeah.
He was younger.
I don't know. If I'm Atlanta, I would
turnover.
His defense, he picked the pocket. Yeah. So.
BK, I got to give Sean Marks some credit. Thank gosh he wasn't a part of that 3-team deal to bring D'Lo back to the Nets, man. That was a bullet.
I tried to. Y'all were arguing me. Y'all were arguing me months ago about that. I tried to tell you guys, man.
Did you see what he did yesterday? The guy's eating a bag of chips on his cell phone, and what he scored? D'Lo turned into
man.
Like
man. Slow.
That's bars.
He doesn't put pressure on the defense. He says there won't be any dramatic moves made by the Nets this summer. Where y'all think Stephon Castle goes, though, man? What do you think, Ellen? I mean, what you think is his ceiling over here?
He can be a star, man. He definitely can be
a NBA draft.
He's definitely going top 10. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't. He can be a star, man. If somebody needs a guard, at the power dynamic guard at the one. He
Ooh,
can be one of those.
universal. Okay.
He can be one of those guys that can
Ooh.
turn into something. Man, he could be an all star for years to come. I think if we can get him, however, uh, him and Cam Thomas in the backcourt will be extremely wonderful to see. He can defend the 1 through 3. He can defend. He can get up, get blocks. He can guard the perimeter. He can set everybody up. Like it's just a perfect match. It's a match made in heaven for
I
what we
tell you
need.
this, I'm wondering if Sean was that desperate to get one of those players, would he attach one of our first round draft picks to Dorian Finney-Smith to make a move like that happen? I wonder if he would be that ballsy to do something like that, because that's one way I could see the Nets doing something crazy like moving up in the draft is
I
like
guess you gotta
to
look at
attach
Phoenix,
assets to
man. I guess you
Dorian.
gotta look at Phoenix in that 20 that pick from Phoenix right there. If they're gonna actually break
Well,
that
for what
core
I've
up.
heard, if we was to get a top 10 pick, Claxton will have to be involved in that. But I don't think we
I heard that too. I
got
heard it too,
Claxton.
man. But that would be for the
Right,
Grizzlies, though. We don't have a shot, I think, at Zach Edey if you trade Claxton to the Grizzlies. But everything
right.
from what Sean is saying is like we want him back. Well, unless things change between now and beginning of July, what happens there?
Right.
Yeah, but a
He
lot can happen, man. A lot
I
can
think it can happen though. I think if we can get around 10 through 15, I feel like that's valid because that's still a lot of
happen.
talent.
Right.
But this draft class is most likely the weakest draft class, which is why I think some teams might be able to be willing to give something up because they're not really interested in this draft class as compared to a 2025 when Cooper Flag and Ace Bailey and all these guys is going to be coming in the league. That's
Right.
the draft. That's the picks that nobody's giving up because those guys is
Yeah, how
generational
I'm
talent.
hearing a lot about Cooper Flag. What do you actually think about him?
Uh,
I didn't really
dude
watch.
is nice. He's
He
like a
looks just
Andre
yeah,
Kirilenko on
he looks like
steroids.
a Austin Reeves, man. I mean that's what I mean.
Nah, he's the
His
dude is tall, man. He's 6'9", he's 6'9", 6'10" ish. Athletic. He can jump out the gym. He got a jumper. He can create for himself. He's like if you combine Andre Kirilenko and a
well, more
Tatum
skilled,
probably in
more
steroid,
skilled.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
can create for himself. He can play make. He is somebody I would say besides Wembanyama who probably got the most hype that I think is well
Mm.
deserved. That man is and he's tall, man. He's like 6'10", 6'9". You could put him at the point guard. You could put him at the shooting guard.
I
He
tell
around Ben Simmons height, I believe.
I tell you this, it would take a lot to resist trying to draft a guy like Cooper Flag. So Sean Marks better have a plan for 2025 if he doesn't do what
I
we
mean,
need
unless we
now.
tank him, man, I don't
I,
know.
I
That
know,
would have
but
to be tough.
he
Yeah,
said the
actually,
only way.
honestly, they should have taken last year after they traded KD away. They should have just went full
To
tank
try
for
to get who?
Wembanyama.
Wemby?
Wembanyama, yeah.
Yeah,
Seriously.
Wemby
that's
in
not the
Brooklyn would
plan
have been
though.
Listen,
amazing, but
Ben Simmons was injured. I mean, he wasn't playing, so I mean, you should have just tanked and actually try to get
if
him.
we still had our picks, I think that could have been
Yeah,
possible.
see,
Oh,
that's the
we
problem.
didn't have a picks, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we won't have our own picks for 4 years. That's why doing rebuild feels so impossible. But if the Rockets weren't going to give the Nets the 2025 pick, there really wasn't much business there, and there really isn't any other way the Nets can get a top draft pick if they don't do business with anybody else but the Rockets. So I guess Sean Marks wants to use this $80-90 million cap space and just go for it or something like that. I
If
don't know.
anything, if there's any team I'm looking at, I don't know if they would do it, but thanks to us being so trash this year, Houston actually has probably can have a top 4, top 3 pick this year, depending on where it may be. I might talk to Houston about, hey, can we get that pick back? For something, man. If y'all want Mikel, y'all want
And
who y'all want.
Shangoon being on the there's rumors out there saying they want to get rid of Shangoon.
BK, if the Rockets give away Sengun over Green, man, if I'm the Nets, I'm going for that.
Yeah,
Like you'd have to
I'm
be
not even
like,
gonna
my God, like no. Okay, you want
Sengun over
some of our
Green.
guys? Okay, sure. Sengun and Thomas, scary hours.
Sengun and Cam would be crazy together. I don't know if they if they willing to. They would choose Jalen over Sengun. I don't
I
know.
don't buy it. I don't buy it, man.
Yeah, I
They'd
don't
be
know.
ridiculous to do that. Listen, Green is a guy who has good spurts, but he becomes a dud after a while. Like
Yo,
he's
Mo
not been
Beasley,
consistent.
yeah, Mo Beasley, pull up on the show real quick, man. Let me join the link because I heard about that. I think it's crazy, man, for them to actually try to do that because Mo
But
Beasley saying
LM,
that's cap.
but LM, if Wonderland exists and that's possible, Nets should be all over that. We need a censor. The Nets will not get anywhere in this league if they don't have an actual censor they can invest in to be a big part of the team. Like that's the truth.
If because I've seen Sengun get compared to Jokic a lot. Do y'all think that
Mm-hmm.
if he was on his team, him and Cam Thomas can be like a even though Cam Thomas not athletic like a Jamal Murray, but them running the pick and roll, you think we have
Oh,
our own version of that?
that'd be a deadly combo. Like I don't want to say Shaq and Kobe because nobody can compare those two. But if you look at two guys that have profiles that can one day rise up to some level like that, that's a combo you need. Like that's what works in this league. A really good big and a really good scorer. Like it's worked before, but the Nets don't have that.
Right.
You just have Cam Thomas try to drop 30, 40 a night just to keep you competitive. But that's not going to work. Not going to work.
Yeah, but Shangoon, I mean, I don't know. Let me see if I can get the article, man. Up.
Yeah, let's look up the article. I gotta see if that's true or not because there've been so many things back and forth about that.
Mo Beasley saying that's cap. I heard they want to build around Jalen Green because if you're going to go into the playoffs, like you need a half court game, man. The game slows down.
Yeah.
Listen,
Alfred.
I'm opposed. They can give us. I would want a Amin Thompson or a Cam Whitmore if Sengun's not available.
I've been wanting Ken Whitmore, man. Like this is a kid that's untapped potential, athletic, scoring, power, ability. Like he can be
He
a
could have
good
been our pick, man, if Sean Marks wasn't
one
stupid
pick
and actually
away.
drafted up.
One pick
Could have been our pick.
away, man.
It's ridiculous, bro. I was saying off rip, like, yo, why isn't Marks trading up? Send DFS out of here and try to get Cam. Like,
He said he
Yeah,
got
Mo
Detroit
Beasley. This is
Whitehead.
it right here, man. This is it right here. This is the article I was looking at over here, and I mean,
yeah, I don't think
you
Sengun
never know with
available, man.
these news outlets, man. I mean, Rocket season is over. They need something to talk about. They want to stir shit up, man.
The only thing I heard that has any validity to that is that Ime Udoka seemed to like the defensive work of the Rockets when Sengun went down because Sengun requires a lot of time on the
Yeah, but you should
court, slower
understand
pace
that
guys.
offense is more important than defense,
Right,
man. I mean,
exactly,
look what
exactly.
happened, and look at the Lakers series. I mean, if D'Angelo would have scored, they honestly, if the guards played better in that series, I mean, the Lakers could have been up 3-0. If the guards actually played
Austin
better.
Reeves, man, has been a dud. I don't understand the contract. I mean, he's an okay role player, but they were comparing him to being part of the big three with LeBron and Davis at one point.
I know they're losing their mind,
Yo,
man.
no, you got LeBron and Davis side to side. You got this little kid in the middle. I'm just
All
like,
right, so
oh
Mo
my
Beasley,
god.
this article is for you over here. It says that from an NBA insider, so this is a notable NBA insider, claims it's very possible the Houston Rockets trade top star Alfred Şengün this summer in an attempt to find a game changer star. I mean,
Well,
he is a
I would say to Mo Beasley, the thing is, both Sengun and Jalen are up for max extensions. I don't know if they want to be in a luxury tax paying both of them, so one might have to go over the other potentially. I don't know if they want to be that expensive of a team when they're so young still. So
just over the half. Okay, so yeah, like you just saying, Jonathan, they were better defensively when
yeah.
Şengün went down, and
Yeah, but they didn't get into the play, and so they went on a
We
little
could have
streak
had
last
Case.
year. It didn't matter.
Ada, you right. We could have had Case and Wallace, but like I said, Sean Marks wasn't willing to back up DFS, man. We could have had
Ada,
a
pull
high
up,
pick in the
man.
draft.
Funny what you got to say.
I mean, he didn't do anything. He had no impact. I mean, even for like the first half of
Right.
the year, why wouldn't you want to give him up? I don't understand.
Like
Sean Marks.
this, no disrespect, because I love Derek Whitehead. I think he might be a stud for us coming up. But the only
Nah,
person
not
that
for
played in the
complicated.
summer league was Clowney and Jalen Wilson. Most
Yeah,
of these
they're
guys
saying
was healthy.
I don't know. There's Derek Whitehead is kind of concerning to me because I thought he could probably
Very
be.
concerning. He's got multiple leg injuries already. And how
No,
old
not
is
even.
he?
No, I mean,
I think
listen.
it. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. I'm glad he's having him this early because I feel like heading down the line, uh,
So
it's
14.
better now for him to get it than him at 25 or 26 getting injuries.
Right.
It
What we
says
got?
the
I
Phoenix
would
Suns
rather.
can trade for Shangoon, Golden State Warriors, Chicago Bulls, Atlanta Hawks. They don't have the Brooklyn Nets mentioned up
Well,
here.
Bulls and Hawks, man, should be entering rebuild mode. Like, like they would have paid DeMar DeRozan $40 million at 35 to stay on their team. Like that's just desperate. Like, you gotta be that desperate to pay that money. Uh,
Yeah, how
huge
much
trade.
Shangoon can get? I mean, he has more. Like he has. I'm watching Jokic, man. I mean, he's not Jokic, but I mean, his mobility is a little bit better. You know, like he's a little bit more explosive off the dribble. You know, like he can put the ball on the floor, and he has that little spin move right there. And he's nice though.
The Rockets have some fun pieces, but they're in the West. I don't know who said it, but the West is going to be competitive for a while if the teams stay as they are.
Yeah,
Good as the Rockets are, I just don't know if they can make it anywhere out of the play-in at that point.
I don't think the
So
East has any really exciting stars, upcoming young stars like the West do. Seems
yeah,
like in the draft, all they do is the West has always the most picks, man. Like to get these guys.
well, I would say this:
Um,
the Hornets guy, Brandon Miller, he had a decent season. I think he's a young star with
yeah,
potential.
yeah. Brandon Miller's gonna be really good.
You know, if LaMelo Ball is available for a trade, man, let's just roll the dice with him. I want to see what he could do on a big market team. Like, again, he has some leg
Nah,
injuries,
man.
but
Yeah, he
he's a
says
scorer.
it says Sangoon
Scorer.
would get only a dumbass would think his age himself for less.
Sengun, like, I want zeros. I want lots of zeros. Uh,
Yeah, man. All right, so we went through these guards over here. You know, Isaiah Collier. What was the draft order? Hold on. Let me see something. Where was it? Oh, okay, down here. So these are the top shooting guards over here that can probably go in the draft. They got Stephon Castle is the third best one right there. What about this
ooh,
guy over here? Dalton Kaneshi? You know, Reed Shepard. What about him? You heard of him?
not so much, man.
No, I'm talking about LM.
Reed Shepard is nice. He kind of a catch and shoot guy, kind of like a JJ Redick archetype. But I don't even think it's somebody that we would need. He's short too, so I mean, he's not very that athletic. The most you can get from him is probably the catch and shoot, come off the screen type player. But yeah, he's not like a dynamic athlete or in any sense, shape, or form. But if there's any guard I'm targeting, it's definitely Castle and Rob Dillingham in terms of what you would need for this team if you are trading in the draft. But we'll see what Sean Marks do, man. He
I
always been
tell
good
you,
at draft
if
picks.
he pulled off Dillingham, that'd be the greatest trick since Houdini pulled a trick off something like that. That would be something.
Where they have him? What's his name? Rob Dillingham.
Yep.
Where they have him over here? Let me see. Let me
I
see.
think he a point guard. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I mean, with the Nets be willing to attach that Suns 2025 pick with Dorian to have a shot at Dillingham, like we'll see. Like
Right.
I just think you have to add to Dorian to even have a shot to move up. Trading Dorian by himself that will get you a 25 pick and a free cold one at that point.
Right. But if anything, uh, Rob Dillingham, he's like a if you
He
combine
scored
Cam Thomas
75.
and Jalen Green, yeah, he's very speedy, man. He's very fast. Yeah, his quickness is a 9. Ball handle is a 9.
That's
Uh, His
No.
athleticism at a 7 is
We're
crazy
talking.
because he's
Hold on,
very much
we're not talking
athletic.
free agents, Claude Smith. We're talking about the draft, man. We're not talking free
Right.
agents.
Yeah, free agency is pretty bad this summer.
Well, all right. So
Yeah.
they're saying this. All right. So they're saying this draft is really bad. What makes it
Yeah,
bad
this
though?
draft is. I think it's just there's no one here that like as opposed to the Wemby draft, there were guys in that draft that you can like a Brandon Miller, Wemby, Scoot Henderson, like dudes that can have generational level talent. Like you can look at and be like, okay, they can be all stars. They can be franchise players. As opposed to this draft, there's not really no one here that is clear cut number one. Like any of these guys can be a number one pick. It just matters on, what the team needs as
You know what?
compared to
You
a
know what?
2025 draft.
LM, this is a good learning lesson for a lot of young people watching this world. There's not every draft you're going to have a top player that's going to be your number one. That doesn't happen every year. Like there's some years where it's going to be guys that might be a good 2 or 3 or a solid 5 or 6 role player. Like that's to be good for the league because you can't always get a first round top guy that's going to work out. James Wiseman, he didn't work out. Like there's some guys that they get all
Right.
this hype and they don't execute. But this could be a good season, a good draft for like young guys to find a good role one day on a top team where I don't have to be the number one guy, but I'm a big part of the puzzle. Like I
Yeah.
Right.
hope
This
Even
thing
though it's
over
a weak
here.
draft,
This thing
I
was
think it's
saying
good
in
for
terms of his weaknesses, that he can't play without the ball, and then his size actually makes that. I mean, if he was like, I don't know, man, like 205 pounds, but 6'3", 175, and needs the ball in his hands, that's not good
Yeah,
though.
he needs to get stronger. I think that's
And
something
they
that
said even if he actually does get stronger, I guess the max he can get to is about 180, 185. So I guess he's still going to be slim. I guess based on his whole what's the word? Genetics, pretty much. So some
I think the
people.
only thing that would limit him if he's here is Cam Thomas because one thing I will say is he does need the ball in his hands to operate. He would probably fit better on the San Antonio more than the Brooklyn
They
Nets.
got some
But
decent guards there, man. They got the Facel. I forgot his first name.
yeah, Devin Vassell, he a two guard. He a two-way guy. Um, Trey Jones, yeah, but we need more size at the one in San
right,
Antonio.
right.
With
They need
Trey
more
Jones,
I
space.
as
guess I
much as
mean
I love
looking at.
Trey
I
Jones,
don't
and
think
that's
Sean
fine.
Marks will probably touch this draft. I mean, is there anybody that like? So what do y'all realistically think that he can actually get, and who you think like out of all the draft? Let me see. Out of all
He
the
can
draft,
possibly get a Zach Edey if he wanted to. I think he can get a Cody Williams. I think he can get an Carlton Carrington. I think he can get a I think he can even get a Castle. I think it just depends on who we got to give up. I think
I
the NFL has to be the one to go.
I tell you this, I
If we're
think
going
Sean
there.
should play very smart. Unless you have a clear cut way to get a Zach Edey, which the only way to get it would be trading Claxton, which is not going to happen. I mean, if you want to get a Rob Dillion, are you willing to attach assets to Dorian? I don't know if he's willing to do that. I think what he could
as
do, it,
much as I don't
I,
like Claxton, I would not say do not trade
no, I
Claxton for
would say
something.
this: what Sean could do is he could maybe trade some second round picks to move up and get another second round pick in this draft. Like I think that's realistic. I just don't. I think Sean should play it smart. At the end of the day, 2025 is what we're aiming for. Don't make moves that aren't going to make sense for this team getting to that point. Just don't do it. If you don't think you can pull it off. Like we have to think about what makes this team better going into this season right now, and like we have to be very careful about that. So unless Sean has a plan, don't do it. But we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, see the Minnesota, like Minnesota. I'm looking at Minnesota and Phoenix. Phoenix doesn't match up with Minnesota
Uh,
at all, man.
if KD gets swept in the first round when he wants to go to that team, man.
And he was saying all this great stuff about Devin Booker, man, and the reason why he wanted to go. And I was listening to an interview. He thought the world of Devin Booker, man. And
What do you think about Grayson Allen getting a $70 million extension? I
I
think he
don't
had
know. I don't understand that. He's a role player,
no,
man.
yeah. I saw his numbers. Best 3-point shooter of the league this season. I get that career highs and a lot of things, but still, you're stuck. You're $200 million in debt right now in the luxury. You just added $70 million to it. How much is Royce O'Neal going to get? $60 million? It's insane. Role players are getting so much more money now than they used to back in the day.
Yeah, they get in the bag, man. I'm not even gonna lie. They definitely get in the bag. That was, I mean, Grayson Allen injured anyway, so I mean
right. But he only had 5
money
shot
wasted.
attempts too when he was playing, which is like that's bad. You just gave it $70 million.
The Raiders think that Boy can actually save them.
Yo, I don't understand why Bobo's not playing. I thought he was playing good down the stretch. They're playing the Timberwolves.
They need to play him more.
He's too small, man. 220 going against Nas
too
Reed.
Small? Nah, come on,
listen,
man.
the only free agent that the Nets. The only free agent that would make sense for the Nets this offseason is Bobo, just because we need another big on the team, especially if Dayron goes. You need somebody.
I was saying we needed to target Bobo in the all season because we needed a big,
man, 220 pounds.
We could have traded for him. Like we traded Royce O'Neal to them. They should have given us more. Like we took back a guy who didn't even play much. Bates Diop. That was
right.
That was
like
bad.
He's athletic. He's athletic, but he's just not skilled. That's the whole thing.
But how do you get a stress fracture in his leg? How do you get a stress reaction in his leg when he didn't play much? I don't get that.
I think we could have used him at least with Bobo. You got somebody who can put the ball on the floor. He can stretch it out.
He had some action in the game. I mean, he played in
on Orlando. He was balling. You know, he was. I don't know. I guess they
got to translate into wins, man. If he can score like 20, and it's like this is what I'm saying about the guys on our roster, man. It doesn't matter how much. Oh yeah, I'm looking at these highlights. Damn, man.
He was scoring good. Bobo's numbers were good. So you know what it always is. I think they're worried about his defense. I think they're like, yeah, he could do some good offense, but defensively, does he stop 3-point shooters? I guess they haven't seen enough of sample size to say, hey, we trust you to be a top defender, big. But still, he's got potential. He's still a young guy.
I think it's his work. Realistically, I think it's his work ethic. They don't really. If we keep it a buck, him and Wemby kind of have the same skill set, but I think the difference is with Wemby, you can just see he wants to be great. That's opposed to a ball. He's just laid back. He doesn't really care about the game. Like it's a difference in mindset, I think.
Yeah, some people. I mean, they're tall. They're 7'3". Like they just forced them into basketball. That's not probably, really what they wanted to do. But I don't know. I mean, he looks. The only thing I can think of is that he's 220 pounds, and then if he's going up against like a Rudy Gobert, Nas Reed, I mean, he's not going to be able to explode his way.
Nas Reed. How did Sean Marks let it get away?
Oh, yeah, I think I saw the videos. I did a couple of videos pleading with Sean Marks to really get him. I don't understand what's wrong with Sean Marks, man.
Have you ever seen a guy of Nas Reed's size be a 6 man? That's a rarity. Usually it's a point guard being a 6 man. This guy does everything. This guy can score on all different levels.
The funny thing is, Bobo, besides being 2020, weighs more than the bigs on our team.
Ooh.
Like Claxton is like 215.
Yeah.
Noah Clowney is 212.
Oh, they gotta bulk up. Listen, these guys gotta bulk up. Eat some Subways.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think I'm hating on Clarkson. I'm not hating on him. I'm just, oh man, SL's coming after you, John. He says, John, stop capping. Boy is not that good. He's a project player that needs to improve in different aspects.
Listen, I'm not saying he's a great big, but I'm just saying if the Nets want to take a flyer on somebody in this really bad free agent market, Bobo wouldn't be a bad option as far as regular season goes. I get playoffs. He hasn't got any time, but the Nets need to find a way to get to the playoffs because guys like Claxton only want to come back if they get in the playoffs for the next season. So you got to think about that too. We need size and height.
Yeah, this team is not going to make the playoffs. I don't know, man.
Well, what did Jordy say? We're gonna have instant results. Okay. We'll see what.
What do you think, man? You think? I mean, get guys in the chat. Y'all think we're making the playoffs? I mean, Jody's talking a lot of stuff right now. Great positive things, man. But he's saying make the playoffs, man. Y'all guys think it's possible in the chat, man? I mean, I don't know. He's at the high.
I think we can make the playoffs. Like I said, the reason why we wasn't in this year was because we didn't execute the games we were supposed to win. We had leads against these teams. We've blown them in the fourth quarter. We had leads against the Clippers. We blew it in the fourth. We had leads against Portland. We blew it in the fourth. We had leads against Miami. We blew it in the fourth. We had leads against Orlando. We blew it in the fourth. We had leads against Milwaukee. We blew it in the fourth. Like these are, if I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, it's obvious we can contend, but how do we stay stagnant and continue to not falter in the second half of these games, man? All of these games you should have won. If y'all look
Yeah,
at
but
Chicago and Atlanta, they
Cam
wasn't above 500 either.
Cam
They only made
Thomas
the play because they had more win totals.
Cam Thomas is a young player, so I mean he's not gonna learn how to close a game out just yet, man. It's a young team.
Nah, man, I've seen Cam close the game at the Garden with
No,
KD and
I
Kyrie
mean there's
out.
gonna be
Like
times, but he is young. He's still learning the game though. Remember,
he's
it
still
took
young,
all these
but
guys that you seen like win championships. I mean, it took them about 27, about the age 27. MJ, except for Magic Johnson, but most of these guys are around 27, 28 years old, man. You see Donovan Mitchell
mm,
starting to put it together now. I mean, there was a learning curve from him. They don't go to college for 4 years. It's one and done. So, and they got a
I
lot to
mean,
learn.
he's young. I'll give him that, but I mean, he's the only person on this team that's competent at creating and keeping us in the games these whole season. Yeah, they was losses, but if you look at the overall aspect of these losses, if you're breaking it down from the first to the fourth quarter, there's a lot of things Mikel was doing. There's a lot of things Dinwiddie dumbass was doing. There was a lot of things
Oh
that
yeah.
Claxton was doing that cost us leads. And Cam Thomas is the one trying to bring us back. Vaughn with these stupid rotations. Had Giles not playing when we know we need size. Is
I
a
don't know
lot of
what's up
things
with
that was
Giles because
wrong.
he's not even playing for the Lakers. So something is up
Yeah,
there.
I don't know. Something I
It's
don't
hard.
know what's up with
It's
that.
hard. It's
Kai
hard.
Jones, the same with Kai Jones with the Clippers. Like
Yeah,
they're
we
not
gotta see
playing.
what's going on with them, man. Because it's hard to really judge these guys. Like you could look at a bunch of there's like a lot of basketball channels on YouTube, right? This guy, Devontae Frieger, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I said, oh, you can understand why these guys are making a pro team now. Not Devontae Frieger, but like the guys he plays against, man. And I'm like, yeah, him is low basketball IQ. There's so many holes in the game, so you can watch. But if you can't watch Giles play, and you only got to go by what the coaching staff actually really sees in practice, then
Yeah,
Right.
but BK, we got to trust our bigs more to be part of the offensive schemes. Like we need to be more involved at the end of the day. Like
yeah.
Harry Giles should have got more playing time. The fact he got 15 minutes a season, that's just not good at all.
Listen, if as long as we're above 500 next season, I don't care if it's six seed, fifth seed. We don't got to be the first seed. As long as we're just above 500, I'm content, man. It's
Man,
all building blocks. It takes time. It is what it is. It is what we got ourselves in. Every team had it where they had their stars, and now they got to rebuild. San Antonio, we had our Tim Duncan moments where we made the playoffs every year. Now he's going to be trash. We gotta take our time now. It's the same thing with
right.
us, man. We got to take our time. We got new
Let me ask you
pieces.
something. How the Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington, did the Dallas give up much to get those guys?
Nope. They
Nope,
What
got
the
a
not
hell is
good
really.
going
count.
on with Sean Marks, man?
Have you
I
seen
don't
the
know, but
moves he's
they
made?
right. I've been telling
What's
y'all
going on with
Sean Marks
Sean
doesn't
Marks?
do well with Sean Marks is a draft guy. He doesn't do well with trades. Like he
Right.
hits in the draft, but with trades he's horrible. Like you
Yeah,
don't
because
want
I'm
Sean
looking
Marks to
at
be
now.
making
Now, what's
trades.
the Derek Lively? That was out of his control there. But I mean, I'm looking at PJ Washington, and this is what I'm talking about right here, man. We need toughness and
Yeah, we had assets. That draft has so many with Wemby draft. We have so
Right.
many wings and bigs we could have gotten that would have made this team way more better, man.
Right.
Like
But this is what happens when
it
you
is
go
what it
all
is.
in. This is what happens when you go all in on a move that doesn't pay out. James Harden being with the team for less than 2 years, that's just egregious the way that all went down, man. Like you don't make that type of big move expect the guy to be there for a season and a half. You just don't. I mean, you can't recover quickly from something like that. And we're feeling it right now. But to Ellen's point, the net, whoever this new team is, they got to know the fundamentals offensively, defensively, doing the little things. Like if they can't do that, what they need to do this season, we're gonna be even worse mess going to 2025. The Nets need to have an understanding of fundamental play.
They didn't give up much to Daniel Gafford, right? And PJ Washington.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, and they just clock
and they beating a fully loaded Clippers team, man. They held like Kawhi Leonard in check, Paul George in check. I mean, athletic, physical, James Harden. I mean, damn, man.
He had 4 assists tonight. Like, he's not the reason why they lost. Listen, it all runs through James Harden. What did he say? I am the system. Well, your system in the playoffs doesn't work.
But I mean, those guys are like really. I'm just like I said. That's why I haven't been doing that many lives. Because I've been watching the NBA. I'm like, I really want to analyze like what is these teams doing that we're not doing, man. You even look at the Memphis Grizzlies a couple of years ago when Ja Morant was hurt. I mean, he missed all those games, and the Memphis Grizzlies still won like 15, 16, 17 games in a row, man. So what is Sean Marks doing over here that other teams are really doing right, and what are we doing wrong here?
Well, here's the first thing. We are entering a new era. The old guard is slowly going away. I mean, LeBron and KD aren't going to be around for the next 10, 15 years. Their times are going close. Same thing with Curry. But here's the thing. It's all about balance. You need to have young athletic defenders, like you keep saying. You need to have skilled scorers. You need to have good power forwards. Like, some teams are figuring out the balance because they're part.
So you don't think we're 10 years behind? Because it's like, you can't.
We have young players. We have young players. It's just how can you utilize them to their best abilities? The biggest problem is we have roster issues. We don't have all the pieces to make this thing run. You can't have Cam Thomas drop 30, 40 points a night and expect to win games. You need a center to play with it. You need a whole bunch of things.
I'm not hating on Cam, but I mean, like I said, I'm looking at like other guards, man, and just
it starts with balance.
Listen, I think Cam Thomas can attribute to winning. I just think what we should put around him, like John said, we can have Cam Thomas scoring 40 and nobody else is contributing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It has to be not even just winning, but nobody else contributing. Like we need if Cam Thomas is going for 40, cool. But I need somebody behind him who can give us a 25, a 22, somebody that can put scoring on the board, man. If you look at these teams, they get in offense.
Bridges was averaging like 17 points a game out. I mean, without having the ball in his hand, pretty much. And when he was with Phoenix,
right? But Mikel's not like a
year.
He's not. I don't look at Mikel. I look at him as a 3-and-D catch and shoot type guy. I'm not looking at him as somebody who can put the ball on the floor, can create for himself. We need another creator. We need somebody in the lineup that can create, not just Cam Thomas, but somebody who could also create and have Mikel be the guy that if he in the corner, he gonna shoot the catch and shoot.
Right.
And Mikel can do what he was originally doing on Phoenix, which had him in Defensive Player of the Year voting, to defend the perimeter, guard the best players.
Yeah, I think Cam Thomas is enough because, like, I'm what the score for Minnesota is 59-53. They held a high-powered offense, man, to 53 first half points, man. Kevin Durant.
Offense, man.
Yeah, when you got freaking Rudy, Jaden McDaniels, and Cat in the lineup, along with Conley, you can hold them down like that. We don't got nothing like that.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna need something better than Cam Thomas, though. We're gonna really like. I mean,
it's not better. It's complementary. BK. This is the one word we've been trying to use in all these podcasts in the last few months.
Cam is not the issue because Cam is our scorer. If anything, Cam in the month of March averaged more points than half the league. We talking SGA, LeBron, Anthony Edwards. He can average 40 in his sleep. I think the issue is we need complementary pieces around a Cam. Yeah. We need taller wings. We need taller bigs. We need a point guard that's going to facilitate. Right. These are things that when you look at Minnesota's team, they have. Conley is a facilitator. He's going to get the team involved. Anthony Edwards is going to do what he do. He's going to give you 40. Jaden McDaniels is 6'9", 7 feet
Yeah, but
wingspan. He's going to guard KD.
Anthony Edwards is not a slouch on defense either, man. He can guard, man.
This time I've seen Anthony Edwards not play defense sometimes.
No, I mean he's not going to play defense.
No, but BK, you got to look at what he has to and from. He has 3 shields, 3 big shields.
Right. I'll say he can hold his own on defense. Yeah. I'll say that he can hold his own. But the majority of the defense is from Jaden McDaniels and Rudy. He has dudes that can back him up. If somebody gets by Anthony Edwards, Jaden is there. If somebody get by Anthony Edwards, Rudy is there. If somebody get by Anthony Edwards, Cat is there. These are 7'6'9" dudes that can back him up. We have nothing like that on this team. Who, if someone gets by Cam Thomas, Mikal too slow to keep up with these guards. Clowney, we have yet to see what Clowney can do. We see he can guard the perimeter sometimes, but he's not as, we're going to have to see what we got out of him. Claxton can defend a little bit, but he just lacks size.
I mean, to me, he's definitely
LM. Good points, man.
He's definitely the starting power forward next year, man.
Yeah.
Let's clarify Mikal. He's a third best option on the team. He's not a second or first. For everybody saying that we expect him to be this, you should not have expected that. Like, you expect a guy to go from playing a solid role to, hey, I'm Kobe or Shaq or something like that. No.
Right. You need somebody to put Mikal in the third role on this team. You need somebody, even if Cam Thomas is the second option, I'm cool with that. But we need somebody that one can be the number 1 scoring option. And if Cam Thomas is the second scoring option, I'm cool with that. But we need somebody to put Mikal in that third option in the starting lineup to be the third guy to go to. Right? If it's at the point guard, I've been saying it's maybe out of reach, but a Lauri Markkanen would have been perfect for this roster.
My gosh. Listen,
to put Lauri at the 3 or the 4 and have him, he can play the 3, the 4, and the 5 and can stretch. Like, he got size on him. He's 240. Like, he would have been a perfect guy to put on this roster.
I'll tell you this: if Danny Ainge doesn't sign into an extension this summer, the Nets should see what's going on there. Because at the end of the day, Danny Ainge is a draft merchant. If you could give him 2-3 picks for Lauri, he'll take it. Yeah, okay. We'll take Ben Simmons off your hands. Just give me the picks. Okay, give me Lauri Markkanen. Let's go. Like, Lauri, Claxton, Thomas. Like, woo. That would be fun, man.
But you might can get. I mean, if Ben Simmons can give you anything, you might can get him cheap for next year, man. For the following year.
I don't want him back on his team. Respectfully, man, we should just move on after that. Let him go somewhere else. Let him deal with a team that can actually put up with his timeline. You know what's so weird? Sean Mark said Ben's going to come back on his timeline. How about the team's timeline? Enough with this guy's timeline.
They say he was going to be back by training camp.
Yeah, we'll see.
They didn't rush KD back. I mean,
that was a different injury. That was an Achilles tendon. He couldn't walk.
Listen, back in the days, those were career ending injuries. We got Mo Beasley up in here, man. Mo Beasley. So
what's going on? Can y'all hear me? I'm driving. Is it audio kind of bad? I want to make sure before I say anything.
It's good. It's good. All right, so this Sengun thing, man, has any legs or what?
Nah, man. To be honest, man, that the Sengun shit crap, man. Because it's cap because, like, you gotta understand, Jalen Green and Sengun was the first 2 picks we made in our rebuild. There's no way that we're going to sit up here and trade one or trade the other. They both getting paid at the same time. They just not gonna get paid right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still things that they gotta prove. To prove that they worth that rookie max money, bro. Like, because this the issue. Like, we having in our fan base, it's we gotta pay this guy or we gotta trade this guy. So it's a whole thing with Jalen and LP, man. So that's where that report is mostly coming from. I think it's mostly like seeing what everybody's saying on Twitter about, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a whole faction, bro. It's like you got LP fans and Jalen Green fans kind of going at it. So that's kind of what they feeding out for, bro. They not really saying nothing concrete like that.
All right. Yeah, let me ask you something on the side, man. What's going on with Phoenix, man?
Man, I don't really know, man. To be honest, like Minnesota, I'm so used to beating up. I'm so used to seeing Minnesota as the little brother that we used to beat up on all the time. So seeing them as the big dogs is kind of like it's kind of confusing to me because when we had Harden, we used to kick their ass all the time. Like it wasn't shit. But now that they got 2 first-round overall picks, number 1 overall picks, they traded the farm for Rudy, and they turned into a juggernaut, and that's what we trying to do in this West, man. This West is hard, as y'all can see
this
right
is
now. This West is hard, bro.
No, this
like
is what I was trying to tell them, OBC.
the Hawks. Look, y'all. The Hawks made it in the play-in with 36 wins, bro.
Yikes! Like how's that?
Like
even
we went 41-41. We be in the play-in right now in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But BC, that's a good question. Here's the thing: they could, in theory, pay both Green and Sengun, but the thing is, they would become an expensive young luxury team. Do you think they want to do that in the ultra competitive West when they want to actually maintain flexibility? So, do you
But
think
see, the thing
they
is,
just want to do that though?
You kind of have no choice because you drafted these guys. That's the whole point of having a rebuild. When you get in a rebuild, you're looking for these guys to be something so you can pay them. When you're in a rebuild, you don't draft guys say, well, if he just do this, I'm still not gonna pay him anyway. Nah, like this was the plan all along. This is why when James Harden left, this is why we tanked to get that number 2 overall pick to get Jalen Green. And LP was never supposed to be this good. So this is just a bonus for us. Like LP was never supposed to be this good. When we gave y'all pick up to get him, everybody was like, well, he's good, but we don't know how good he's gonna be. Nobody thought he was gonna be what he is right now.
Man, that guy is my favorite player in the NBA, man.
No, nobody thought LP was what he's gonna be, and we gave up y'all pick to get him.
That's true.
Damn.
So I mean, we're gonna pay both of them. That's a good problem to have. Like, you gotta look at OKC. You see what OKC had to do? They let guys go that wasn't part of their plan that they drafted in the first round. Nobody's looking at Sam Presti's like, oh, he's not a good GM because he missed on Osman, Diang. You got Trey Man, Pokashevsky. He's whipped on first round draft picks, bro. It just is what it is.
Now, OKC's in control, man. I mean, 15 first-round draft picks. They could get 3 stars tomorrow if they wanted to at this point.
But the thing is, they're not going to hit on all of those picks. You still got to understand, they're not going to hit on all those picks.
They could.
That's true, but it's still good to have in the back pocket, though.
Yeah, it's still good to have in the back pocket, but at the end of the day, you asking me, they're gonna have to be in a luxury tax because they're gonna have to pay all of those guys. They're not gonna be able to pay all of those guys.
You're Mo Beasley, man. I mean, looking at like what Sam Presti actually did with that OKC team, is Joe Tsai should be looking at this and say, "Listen, Sean Marks, man, come on. I mean, I have to fight."
Look, those, I ain't gonna lie. Like Sean Marks has done an underwhelming job, but look. You got to understand with that Harden, Sean Marks thought he had it made with the KD and Harden situation. He didn't have no plan B or C for this shit, man. So he kind of winging this shit at this point. I feel like he's winging it, bro.
Well, he'll put good role play. Look at the role players that the Bucks had at the time, and then look at the role players that Brooklyn had at the time. He just didn't surround them with good pieces.
Right.
Yeah, but the big 3 is still not there. So, but that was the whole reason for y'all giving up y'all future because y'all thought y'all was gonna have Harden and Kyrie and KD until at least 2026, 2027. It's 2024.
Yeah.
I don't understand how Sean Marks messed that up, man. So
Sean Marks had no plan. Sean Marks had no plan for that.
Nah, you know what it was? The biggest problem was having too many leaders.
The biggest problem was COVID.
No beats. The biggest problem was Kyrie, KD saying that they're managers along with Joe and Sean. Apparently, Joe Harris was a part of that group. Like, imagine having 7 guys in the office saying, "Ooh, that guy's good. That guy's good. Oh, we can't agree on it. We'll do a vote." Like that doesn't work. We need one guy leading the team, one guy making decisions, and 2 guys leading everybody on the court. Like you can't mix stuff up like that. That's messy and toxic. And it backfires.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm as a Rockets fan, I hope we get Jalen Williams' brother, Cody Williams, because if Cody Williams is anything like J-Dub, we gonna be straight on the bench because he's going straight to the bench. He's not starting. So anybody that's coming out of the team with y'all pick, they not gonna start. They're gonna be able to refine their game and be able to develop on the bench. So it is what it is. But
now let me ask you something, OBZ. Years ago, right? Years ago, do you actually think this big three with Phoenix will actually win a championship? Let's say like 8, 9, 10 years ago, before the athleticism and the physicality of the NBA.
You talking about with Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire and Sean Marion?
No. I'm talking about like 7 years ago, like 2018, 2019, 2020.
Oh, you talking? Okay, yeah, like before the bubble. Nah, Phoenix was sorry before the end, though, right?
No, I'm saying, let's say if you had this roster like 7 years ago, because I'm looking at it now, they're struggling, man. I mean, they only scored like.
Okay, I think it's fair to
2018, 2019, that was the Golden State Warriors, so they wouldn't have won the championship with that.
No, I mean, like, you take KD off of there, you put him in Phoenix, I mean, I'm just shocked to see that
Devin Booker wasn't ready. Devin Booker wasn't. I think he wasn't ready to win like that back then. I think he was still like
ready now, man. I mean, he only has like.
No, but see, Devin Booker was shot chucking like he was getting his numbers, but they wasn't doing nothing. They was whiffing on first round draft picks and stuff like that. So I don't know how he would have. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, it just shows you. This is what I'm just trying to point out make a point. How like athletic the NBA is actually getting, how like the physicality, the defense, and like Devin Booker only has 13 points and a half, man.
BK, you know what it is, BK? They're not really a big three. I mean, Bradley Beal, he's not playing like a star or even a superstar.
Even Devin Booker's not. He has 13 points.
Nurkic has 2 points.
A lot of people don't like to put a lot of emphasis on half-court offenses, and when people say the half-court offense is really irrelevant in the playoffs, is really relevant in the playoffs, bro. When that game slows down and you have to score in the half court, during the regular season, when you got guys that's not trying, that's just like getting their paychecks, it's gonna look easy that they get their money, man. But when you got that same scouting report, when you're in your hotel room and that door slips, when that paper slips up under your door, and you got that scouting report, that's the same scouting report. It's in the playoffs.
I've been trying to explain to these guys on the show, man.
Being able to consistently score in the half-court offense is not easy.
Yeah,
it's not easy, bro. Because you have to conflate for missed shot, turnovers. When you transition and you running up and down the floor, it's easy to get your points off that. But when you consistently in a half-court setting, you have to consistently get your shot off. When the defense knows your scouting report and they're sitting on everything you're doing, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Mobizi, do you think that the Suns should have kept Chris Paul instead of trading him? Because, I mean, Chris Paul and KD only played for like 2-3 months. Do you think that was a huge error on their part?
It's not a point guard thing. Like, listen to what Mobizi saying, Jonathan.
It's a total team thing because everybody knows what you're doing.
But they don't have a point guard. Wait. They don't have a point guard, though. They have a point guard. Those Suns have been awful, though.
That factors into it as well. You think this version of Chris Paul on that Phoenix team is going to change anything in this series?
If it wasn't
Are you serious? Are you kidding me?
Wait. If it wasn't for Chris Paul, wait. If it wasn't for Chris Paul, the Suns wouldn't have been on the map in the playoffs.
This is a different version. See, that's what you're not. This is a different version of Chris. This is not the same Chris Paul from years ago, bro.
And this ain't the same Suns from years ago. This is a worse version.
Okay, so what are you saying? You're saying that a worse version of Chris Paul and a worse version of the Phoenix Suns put together, they're going to beat this team.
I'm saying I'd rather have a point guard on this team than a guy who plays 15 games making $50 million next year, not doing nothing.
You'd rather have a worse version of Chris Paul with the worst version of the Phoenix Suns put together instead of the other way?
Listen, look at this version right now. They have no playing.
You're not answering my question.
Answer the question, Jonathan.
Answer the question. You just admitted that this is a worse version of Chris Paul than it was in 2018, and this is a worse version of the Phoenix Suns than it was in 2018 with Kevin Durant on the team. You're saying that you would rather have those two put together instead of what they have right now to go against Minnesota.
I'm just saying Paul would have helped a little bit. That's all. I just don't think.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay. Listen. Both ways it goes, man. It's tough, man. All right. Both ways it goes is tough because the Suns aren't better than they were then and now. It's just they don't have the right pieces, man.
But
Well,
okay,
you
if that's
got
the
listen.
case,
What I'm trying to tell Jonathan, man. This is why I keep harping on. Like these guys think, yo, man, you like Ben Simmons too much. I said, listen, I just watch this Phoenix Suns team struggle. Like they don't have any physicality, man. This is what I'm talking about.
but
I'm not.
you think that Minnesota with having the best defense? And hold up, because see, Minnesota has one of the best defense in the West. That's not the East. Minnesota has the best defense in the West, so
I'm
that's really
watching it right
saying
now. I'm
something.
watching the game
That's,
now.
hold on. That's really saying something. So you mean to tell me they can't scheme for Ben Simmons?
No,
This
what I'm
version of
saying
Ben
is that
Simmons.
he's a more physical player. Like,
But
Oh,
no, it don't matter if he's physical or not. We're talking about the scheme. We're
well,
talking
no,
about
he dropped 42 points on what's his name?
no, BK, that
He
don't
dropped
fly
Oh
anymore, man.
on
Come
man,
on.
you didn't
Rudy
brought, you
Gobert.
know what? You
Mo
done
Beasley,
brought Ben
you hearing
Simmons.
this, bro?
You done brought Ben Simmons in, and
I
I
saw
ain't
the
come in there.
highlights. He dropped 42 on he dropped 42 on Rudy Gobert.
We went from Chris
Oh
Paul to
man,
Ben Simmons. How did
No,
that
but
happen?
I
I'm
didn't
not
just
gonna let you
I
give
don't
me in
know,
that
Mo
trick
Beasley.
bag.
I
I'm
don't
not
know,
gonna let you
man.
give me in that trick bag, BK. You're not finna. Not today. Not tonight. Not tonight. Not tonight.
Now,
He ain't done enough for you to keep bringing his name up in these conversations. Why are you doing this?
no, 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 no. Listen,
Why are you gasping at straws when it comes to Ben Simmons, bro? Just accept it for what it is. Like it
oh
is what it
man.
is, man. Like, come on, bro. You've been doing
nah,
this
fact,
all
fact.
season with Ben Simmons, bro. You've been hanging on a thread with this
No,
dude,
because
dog.
look at our point guard situation, Mo Beasley. Come on, man. We got an undersized Dennis Schroeder, slow, undersized. Look at our point guard situation. I
He
mean,
scored 30 points tonight when he's playing well, though, man. So it's not. It's better than a guy who
yeah,
doesn't
okay,
play.
okay.
BK,
Yeah, what do
not
you
a guy
think
who
about
doesn't
what do you
play.
think about Dennis Schroeder, man, Mo
I'm,
Beasley? You think I'm
I'm
bugging, man?
not saying Dennis Schroeder is the answer, but all I'm saying is the way you're speaking up on Ben Simmons like he's just gonna be the savior or some shit. Nah,
No,
bro,
I'm
you
not
gotta
saying he's
calm
gonna be
that
a
down.
savior.
No, but
Facts, Mo Beasley.
I won't even say that. It's just the way you speaking up on him like he's just gonna come. Oh man, Dennis Schroeder. Oh man. But it's
He's
like, yo, Ben Simmons got his own problems, and it's like you don't want to
Yeah.
acknowledge that.
Mhm.
You're like, oh well, look at him. But we're talking
no, I
about
know
Ben
the
Simmons, but
problems he
it's
got. I
like,
know the problems he got. I mean, but I know the
what's so
problems
hard? Why is it so hard to talk about it? That's my issue with you. It's not you can acknowledge that he has problems, but the way that you go in on other players on their deficiencies, you
if
don't
we
do
can
the
get
same
some,
with
I
Ben
mean, listen, if
Simmons.
we can get
And
something better than Ben,
we done already had this conversation, bro. We
I know,
already
Mo
know. It
Beasley,
is what it is.
hold on, hear me out, man. If we can get something better than Ben, I'm definitely all for it, man. You know,
Like what in the free
but
agent
we just
market?
look at
Like
our
what?
point guard situation, man.
Nobody.
You know, Dinwiddie
Nobody.
was laying eggs, man. He was
From the
like,
look, from the looks of it, bro, y'all just don't have to take y'all lick when it comes to this point guard situation because the free agency is trash and y'all don't have
Right.
no picks. And if I'm not trading shit from 2020, I wouldn't even trade a second round pick from 2025 at all. So my
hey,
thing is, bro, take your
you
lick,
think that draft was gonna be crazy, man? The 2025
man.
draft?
Man, that 2025 drafts, y'all can get something out of it. Y'all gonna have OKC pick anyway. So I mean, that's gonna be at the bottom of the first. Y'all gonna be able to find something with that, bro.
All right, all right, all right, all right. I mean,
Why are you trying to trade 2025 picks to find a point guard now when, to be honest, let's keep it gangster. Like, y'all not in contention to win nothing.
No, we're trying to establish some stuff. You're right about that. Like we
So,
have to
I mean,
establish the
it's
fundamentals.
no reason to be aggressive with making moves when
Right.
let's be honest. Y'all not top 5 in the West. You're not top 8, and you're not top 6 in the West. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all in the 10, 11. Y'all where we were. Y'all 10, 11, you know what I'm saying? 9, trying to fight for that play in like we was. You know what I'm saying? So it's no use to trying to make like a real aggressive moves. Y'all just got to go with what y'all got right now.
No.
This is
Listen, but Breezy, you're right, man. The good thing is the Nets do have is you have assets, you have stuff to work with. It's just don't jump the gun and just try to build something right now. Like we shouldn't.
And that's what I
Make
was
crazy
saying with
moves.
the James Harden situation, with that big 3 situation. Y'all didn't have a plan for them copping out a year or two in the process,
Right. Right.
and y'all have to live with
well,
that.
listen,
That it happened.
Sean Marks and Joe Tsai, I mean, fuck that whole thing up, man.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's too many. To me, I'm like this. It's too many factors that goes into what happened with that big 3, and we all know Like it's more than just Joe Tsai and Sean Mark. Yeah, we can say that they messed it up, but that's if COVID. With KD with the injuries in the beginning when they got in there, like it's just a whole bunch of other stuff that kind of factored into it. And I could say this, the only fault is Sean. If I can blame Sean Marks and Joe Tsai, y'all shouldn't have traded for James Harden. That's it. That's it. Because y'all had a team with Jared Allen and Karis LeVert. Y'all just kind of took the aggressive route.
Karis LeVert was like wildly inconsistent. Now the way he's playing right now, he looks much better than what he did in Brooklyn.
But that's why you have to see it through. Y'all didn't see it through, and that's an error. That's it. Y'all didn't see Karis LeVert through. Y'all didn't see Jared Allen through because I guarantee if you're looking at Karis LeVert right now, y'all would not trade. Y'all would have not traded those guys. Y'all would have said, "Nah, F that. We gonna ride with KD and Kyrie because these guys are gonna be something down the line." Y'all didn't factor that in. Y'all was looking for a quick lick with James Harden, and y'all thought that, hey, we'll get a chip quick in 2 years. F these guys. This is James Harden. But it didn't work that way. And y'all didn't have a plan for them escaping 2 years, a year and a half, or whatever the case it was, after all three of them got together. Y'all had no plan for that. So y'all got to compensate for that. It is what it is. Y'all got to take that on the chin. Whatever happens in 24, 25, your young core is developing and getting better. That's what the Rockets had to do. When we were sorry, our young core, we didn't have no veterans. They was getting on us about not having no veterans on this team. Those guys was getting 22 wins, 17 wins by themselves with no veterans. So y'all are in a better position because y'all actually have some guys that's established that can do something. So you just gonna have to bank on what y'all. You're going to have to bank on what y'all got now.
You're right, man. The more I think about it, I've been thinking about it the last couple of weeks. And, I look at how other teams, like how Houston was actually contending and how you guys, y'all was embarrassing for a little while.
We won more games than Detroit. At least they won 14 games. At least we won like 17. But, hey, that's neither here nor there.
All Detroit's missing is floor spacing, man. That's it.
No. Detroit whiffed on those picks, man. And that's another thing. Everybody laughed at the Rockets when we was ass and was doing all this shit. And now everybody want to act like they didn't talk shit or they didn't say shit. But hold on. We the only team that's not trying to trade all our assets and all the picks that we drafted to go get superstars. Like do you notice that the media is trying to trade Jalen Green and I ain't gonna say Jalen Green.
Yep.
Well, the media is trying to trade LP. The media is trying to sit up here and say these dudes can't do this. You don't see that from the teams inside, bro. That's everybody else. But look at Detroit. Detroit is trying to trade Ivy. They're trying to trade Durant. They're trying to trade anybody to go get a star, bro.
In fairness, Detroit has a lot of problems. I mean, from top to bottom. I mean, they have no organization within the organization. So they
don't have any space. They need floor space.
No, BK,
they said the same thing about the Rockets, though.
BK, their president is actively trying to get stolen away by the Bucks right now. Like, they're in a lot of disorganization. They don't have anybody that knows what direction the team wants to go. Like, that's where it starts. Forget the players. Don't mean nothing if there's no direction for that team.
Yeah, the media is so toxic, man. They are so bad. I just like for our organization, like you was just saying with Houston, Mo Beasley, like they're trying to get rid of AP and Jalen Green. And I told people Jalen Green can actually play, man. He's nice.
You gotta look at it like this AAU circuit, man. It's a detriment to the NBA, man. They need to get better coaches in this AAU circuit because these guys, they're not used to playing real basketball. They playing isolation one-on-one. The best players get all the shine, and it's about who you know, and it's not about your game, man. And it's like you gotta show motherfuckers your game for motherfuckers to believe in you in that AAU circuit, man. And
that's true. When you get into the pros, you're not gonna be the best player, man. That's the whole thing. You gotta learn how to play.
And then you gotta look at from Jalen Green side, Steven's side, and this is a danger. This is a danger that I want the Brooklyn Nets to watch out for. We got an assistant that was working with Luka, that was doing all of this with the Dallas Mavericks, the best offense in history, and he got to our team and didn't know how to coach players, didn't know how to manage talents. The guys were not respecting him. And it went to shit. I want you guys to watch out and be careful with Jordy Fernandez. Yes, he's good. Yes, he's doing this, but it's a whole different ball game when you actually running a team with veterans.
Right,
And if
right.
guys see that you're not about what you say you're about, they're not going to respect you and they're going to run over you and your team is going to be shit.
All right,
So
so
y'all
yeah,
better be watch out.
what's your take on the Jordy Fernandez hire and the Juwan Howard thing?
Juwan Howard, what?
Yeah.
What's up with Juwan Howard?
He
He's
signed
on
with
the
the
coaching
Nets
staff.
today. He's on the
Oh,
staff.
he's on the coaching staff? Yo,
Yeah,
Juwan Howard, that's cool, bro. Man, Juwan Howard, yeah. Y'all need that. I ain't gonna lie. Jordy Fernandez needed that because he needs an NBA veteran coach that can go in there and say, hey guys, I've done this before. NBA guys, they look at these assistant coaches, they ain't done nothing, they don't respect them. They need guys that's
Yep.
in there that's done it before that can say, hey, I've done this. Hey, I've been a top 5 pick. Hey, I won a championship. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's a good pick with Juwan Howard, bro. That's a real good pick. Jordy Fernandez, I'm not for sure. But I know he coached the Canada team to a bronze medal or something like
Yeah.
that. So I'm not saying he's not bad. He's not
So
bad or
you
nothing
think
like
they
that.
should have got Budenholzer? I mean, so what's your whole thing with that, man? You think they
But
dropped the ball on that?
nah, they didn't drop the ball because you got to look at it, man. Like
Really?
these established. Hold on. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Hold on. If I'm an established coach, I need to make sure that everything is guaranteed and straight and is tied up on the net. I'm not putting my record. I ain't got no change, big dog. I'm not putting my record on the line for this team, and they not all the way good, and they're supposed to do what they do. Look at Steven Silas. Steven Silas got over 100 and some losses on his record for being, and that does damage to you. That does
Yeah,
damage
it
to
does,
you.
it does.
Believe it or not, bro. Your record speaks for itself, bro, and it does damage to you when you're trying to get other jobs. And if you're a coach like Budenholzer, and you're going to a low budget team, well, I'm not gonna say low budget, but a team that's not trying to win a championship, a team that's not really contending, you want to make sure that all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. It is what it is.
Right, but Mo Beasley,
Yeah.
how many coaches you know with a 60% winning record that show up on your doorstep looking for an opportunity? And he has shown that he's taken teams that are not contenders, like the Atlanta Hawks, to win 60 games. Like, that's rare too. Like, there was a lot taken into account there, man.
Do you think Mike Budenholzer looked at this roster and said, I can't win with this right now. I need a 10-year plan because if you pull the rug out from under me and I'm fucked with 100, look, I'm going to tell you this. Mike Budenholzer is not trying to have 100 losses on his record in 2-3 years and then y'all fire him with a wet ass and then pause. And then y'all pull the rug up and say, oh, you're a bad coach. You can't do nothing. He's not trying to. He's an established coach that won a championship. He's been through that already. He's not going to do that. And if Budenholzer is going to do that, he's going to get hella pay and he's going to get hella years guaranteed on the deal. And I don't blame him.
Yep, me too.
Right. But we've been going on 8 years now of a coach with no real experience. Like, that's a pattern like you would think they would try to break for this season, given how important,
you gotta look at those established coaches. If you're an established coach, you think you're gonna go to a team like this, a rebuild team? You just came off of winning a championship with a team that you was just with? No, that's for assistants. That's for these assistants that's trying to get an opportunity. That's for them. Budenholzer should not be subjected to that. Sorry. It is what it is. He'd already done away with the Hawks.
Then
He
why
won
he
won 60 games with the Hawks and got swept and did all that. He done been through that already, bro. He's not trying to do that again.
Yep.
But he did show up with the opportunity.
Excellent, Mo Beasley. That's true. Yeah. I was thinking the exact same thing, man. It's just that, and I think he wanted control of the roster, man. You know, that's the whole thing. He wanted to actually have
a say in the structure and philosophy.
Because like you look at Sean Marks. Let me ask you something, Mo Beasley. You think I'm tripping on Claxton or what, man? In terms of like they saying that he could lead them into a playoff berth next year.
Well, I don't know if he can lead y'all to a playoff berth, but he can lead a team to a playoff berth. That's two different conversations.
They're saying like, what were they saying? I was reading some shit, man. That I mean, so what's your whole take on him? What's his ceiling? You think he could be a Sengun? I mean, offensively, what do you think, man?
I think Clax has the ability to be a kind of low budget version of Gobert, if with the right team, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I
Gobert, that's the ceiling? That's it?
I think because he's not. I don't know his offensive game like that, but I don't really see his offensive game on display a lot, so I can't really say that. But I know he does have great defense, so I'm kind of speaking on that. And I think that with the right team, Claxton is going to be a star on the right team. But for the I will say this, for the Brooklyn Nets, it's a roll of the dice. If you feel like, hey man, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it. But if you feel like that, hey, you just better hope for the worst when it comes to him going to another team.
Do you think moving Claxton to power forward will help him unlock the offense more and his defense will be even crisper than playing a center? Do you think that will help Claxton?
Yeah, too. It depends on the center that you get to go with him because you can't have two defensive minded centers and no one can stretch the defense and get that shot.
Yeah.
And that's the problem when it comes with Clax because y'all not putting that on display. Y'all not putting his offense on display for teams to see it. So it's like we don't know if he can actually shoot got a jump shot. You know what I'm saying?
He said he has to work on it. I mean, they interviewed him. There's something he has to work on, an offensive game.
As the Nets, as a rebuilding team, my thing is as a rebuilding team, or I ain't gonna say rebuilding, as a retooling team, do you want that major? Because see, this is I'm gonna say this. The Rockets, we had this dilemma when it came to Jared Allen. That's why we traded him to Cleveland because we were a retooling team and we didn't know if we want that type of money on our books and we wasn't for sure if, you know what I'm saying, paying him that much money was going to be right for our rebuild. And it turns out it wasn't. It was, you know what I'm saying? So y'all got to ask yourself in the question, is Clax like worth all of that in the grand scheme of things? You know what I'm saying?
Realistically, it should be at least a $17-18 million increase. It shouldn't be a $25 million. We need to keep as much flexibility as possible. But I would say this: if you're re-signing Claxton, the promise is you're eventually going to get a real center to play with him. You can't play Claxton at center, especially if the Nets want to get back into something contending. You can't do it. You have to sign him with the intention to get another center, or else it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. Like that's.
Well, what center? That's the other part of it. If you pay Clax, what other center can you put with him right now that makes sense?
Carlton Towns.
Come on now, come on, man.
Towns and Claxton's not a bad pairing. That's not a bad pairing, man.
I'm a silent listener. Do you know what a silent listener means?
Yep.
Means that I listen to a lot of stuff that y'all talk about that I don't comment on. I don't always comment in the chat. So I listen to the stuff y'all be saying. And it's like, bro, like Karl Anthony Towns, that's a pipe dream right now, bro.
Exactly.
Like, it's a pipe dream.
Would it work? But I'm asking you, would it work? I'm not asking if it's going to happen. I said, would that work, though?
I don't really like speaking on hypotheticals.
It would work.
We're trying to fix okay, yes, it will work. Now what?
Okay, that's it. That's all I'm asking, man. That's all. I'm not every idea I come up with, it's not supposed to happen.
We're not getting nowhere with that, though. We're not getting nowhere with that. We're like this. The objective of this is to try to find realistic ways of trying to fix this team, not sitting up here like filling up the conversation with like hypotheticals and stuff that's not gonna happen. That's not the point.
Okay, realistically, you pair Clowney with him at that point. At that point, that's a realistic take. You pair Clowney with him, and you see what happens. You roll the dice. You talk about rolling dice. That's the way you do it.
You can but the thing is, the offense, like Noah Clowney's and Clax's offense, is that good enough? Like for an 82 game stretch?
Nope. No.
Hey, so but you said we got to work with what we got, so that's what we got.
Well, hey, if that's if that's what you got, then that's what you got at the end of it all. But I mean, like, you can try to get better. Nobody's saying that y'all not supposed to try to get better, but we're saying if you're gonna pay Clax, you know, if y'all not gonna pay Clax, y'all gonna take that lick. You know what I'm saying? If y'all gonna pay Clax, y'all gotta take that lick. So it's like, which one of y'all gonna do?
Jonathan thinks if you give Clax the $100 million, that
didn't
it's
say
easier,
$100 million.
that's easy to trade him. I say no. I mean, what are you talking about, man? Like,
No,
You know
but
what?
what
Ain't no such thing as halfway crook. And I feel like the Brooklyn Nets been halfway crooks. Y'all like halfway crooks. Y'all don't know if y'all want to try to be contenders, then y'all want to try to like what is it? Is y'all halfway crooks if y'all now is y'all rebuilding or y'all trying to
yeah, that's
compete?
exactly, man.
Breezy, you know what
That was
it is?
You know
what
what
he
I'm
said,
saying?
man.
Breezy, you know what it is? This is Sean Mark's strategy. He's going to teeter-totter on both directions until he eventually has to show his cards. Whatever direction he
Well,
chooses, he's going to piss off half of fan base. That's what
well, to
happens with
be
both
honest,
directions.
well, sure, you could do that in the Eastern Conference because shit, the
Yeah,
playing team's getting 35 wins. So
yeah, exactly. That's not good, though. That's not good at all.
hey man, it is what it is though, man. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
nah. But Breezy, I
Yeah,
appreciate your takes, man.
where do you
But
think Phoenix goes from here, man? They're gonna get swept, man. I
oh,
mean,
they're getting smacked, man. They're
You
getting
say who?
Phoenix.
Hey, I hope they get smacked.
They're
I don't
talking
care
about
about
Shangoon going over there, man,
what?
for
To
what?
yeah,
where?
For what?
to Phoenix.
That ain't
What
possible.
they gonna give them?
That
What
ain't
they gonna give
possible.
them? They
Nothing.
don't
They
even
got
have no money.
nothing.
They barely paid Grayson
They have
Allen,
no
bro. Like, come
picks,
on now. They
bro.
ain't
Bro,
got
they
What
got
was
no
the
picks.
article over here, man? They were
come
saying, what
on
was
now.
it? Oh, hold on. It said Phoenix as a seen. Oh, so Shangoon and 9 first-round picks the Houston Rockets have for the rest of the decade could be strong trade chips that the Suns are willing
You
to
know you
part
can
with.
only go back a certain amount of time on that, right?
Yeah,
Mobizi, how soon do you think the Suns are going to break it all up, man? This doesn't look sustainable if they're this committed to being in
yeah.
luxury
This
tax hell,
article
man.
is making it seem like
Look bad.
Shangoon's garbage, man. You see that,
Yeah,
Mobizi?
like
You're
that's
right.
what I'm saying. Like, come on now. Come on now. You know basketball. You know, come on now. You
Yeah,
know
I
articles.
know, man. I
You
know.
know what
I've
I'm
been.
saying? Come on now. And
They,
but
they
that's what I'm saying. Like some
they're
people
saying
don't like
like, well, they're saying
Sengun. Some
you
people don't
guys
like
could
Jalen
get.
Green.
They're saying you guys could get Kevin Durant or Phoenix or Devin Booker for Shangoon and some picks.
No,
Now BK. Now come on, like
that ain't
BK. Now I'm
plausible.
gonna stop listening to you, man. If you don't know the difference between a bullshit article and a good article, man, I'm gonna stop listening to your shit, man. You talking about basketball, but when you hear shit like that, why did you
I
even
know.
bring
That's
that
what
on
I'm
your show?
saying.
Uh,
No, that's
Why
what I
did you
said
even
yesterday.
acknowledge that?
They're just making it seem like Shangoon is trash. Like he's like some type of outcast. I'm like, what's wrong with you guys, man? Like you guys don't know the game. Are y'all watching this kid over here, man? He's my
No,
favorite
they
player in
are.
the NBA, damn
They're
near, man.
definitely watching. They're watching him, bro. He wasn't supposed to be this good on the Rockets. They watching him. He wasn't supposed to be on this good on the Rockets. You know, they thought that the Rockets was gonna be ass for like years, and it wasn't
Yeah.
no because after Harden left. Let me tell you something. After they said y'all finessed us and took Harden away, and y'all was gonna win championships, and those picks were gonna be in the 25-30 range, and nobody cared. Nobody cared, bro. But now all of a sudden, Shingun come out of nowhere, and now all of a sudden now they say you want to trade him when he was the 16th overall pick. This man was the 16th. Nobody said nothing about this dude. Like they said he was good, but they didn't think none of this. None of this was that he was the 16th overall pick. And
Yeah,
it's
I'm
like
shocked because if you read through the draft, man,
he top 5.
top 5 easily, man, easily. Yeah, what do you think his ceiling is compared to like a Jokic though, man? Like, cause he can put the ball on the floor, man. Like he has like a guard combination, guard type,
Yeah,
center type skills.
for him, it's not. For me, it's not the offense because if Sengun's gonna be that center on defense, like I'm gonna have like for me his foot speed and like
Yeah,
not he's gotten way better at not getting like fouls, ticket check fouls, but he's still kind of a little bit iffy on that. But as far as the offensive end, bro, he kind of does it all. What I'm saying, like to me, that's not where he needs to improve it. Because see, me on tape, Shingun was doing that already. You know what I'm saying? When I evaluate a player, I don't like stick on the things that they do the best. I'm looking at things that
yeah,
they
the
need
little
to work on
weaknesses.
and
Yeah.
progress over time. And for me, with Shingun, like I see that he's working on his weaknesses over time, and he can be Nikola Jokic, man. But it's just to me, Jokic is just 7 foot. Like
Yeah.
to me, Shingun does all the things. It's just Jokic is 7 foot, 7'1". So it's like he it's just impossible. Like you don't have a lot of centers that can guard that at 7-1. You know what I'm saying? So
Yo, Easy E was
like,
good, man.
Yeah, I just came up to say that.
Oh, my bad.
Nah, not to cut you off. I just came up to say, like, my nigga Mo BC cooking tonight, boy.
Hell yeah,
Cooking
man.
tonight.
Definitely.
I'm cooking from an outsider standpoint, and see, like that's to me, that's I like to hear an outsider standpoint. You know, if they know what they talking about. Like
No,
I
Mo BC, we need you, bro, because like you said, bro, you hear the shit that be going on, bro? Come on, son. This shit is unreal, bro. Shit is unreal. And people go along with it like it's word of law, yo. Like it got written on the Bible or something. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on.
You know, I'm 35, so I'm a little older, bro. Like I kind of been through, kind of seen.
Yeah, I'm 45 years old. Yeah.
I like to say we the last of the dying breed. We the last of that breed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we the last of that breed.
Well, see, my age, like I think our age is perfect because, like, I've seen basketball in the '90s, and I see basketball the way it's being played today. I can look at it from both spectrums.
Yeah, and I can too. So that's probably like because we're the middle. We the middle of. We kind of relate to the old niggas and the young niggas at the same
exactly.
time.
We
the test dummies. We the test dummies. You know what I'm saying?
No, we the KDs, we the LeBrons, we the Currys.
A lot of shit was tested on us. It was tested out on us to see if it worked. Oh man, we'll do this, or if it worked, we'll do it this way. If it worked, we do it that way. You know what I'm saying? So we the test dummies on a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Our generation.
Yeah, but they ain't get better with it. They got more dumb with it. Come on now, bro. You hear some of this dumb shit, bro?
Yeah, man. It's everybody can't get.
Motherfuckers don't even be having a plan. They just be wanting to like come up and just say bullshit just cause it feel nice in their mind, bro. Like think about it for a second, bro. Think about it, bro.
Yeah,
learn basketball. Learn basketball history.
I've had a vested
Easy. You think I'm wrong on Claxton, man? And what do you think?
No. BK, I already told you. You got a point right there. Like he's an in-betweener now. Like on different teams, we could flesh out a role for you. But like I don't really like 1000% disagree with your take. Like
BK,
on this team, what role can we put you in?
You're dismissive of Clax, BK, and I don't mean to cut you off easy, but BK, you've been dismissive of Clax, bro. And like,
I'm looking at these other centers, man.
My position with Clax is it's a gamble. You're making it seem like, oh, we can just throw away Clax and he won't do shit with the other team he go to. He's just gonna be whatever. They're not saying that. You're basically dismissing Clax like, hey, if we don't pay him, he ain't gonna do shit on the other team. So why y'all trying to keep this dude? What they're saying is like, yo,
I want him more busy, but he gotta get to at least 230, man. At least 240. At least.
But how do you know? You don't know if he gonna get that this offseason or next offseason. You're not paying him for right now.
I said the same thing to these guys. I said the same exact thing. It's gonna take years just for him to get to like 235, 240.
My vibes from you when it comes to Clax, bro, is you're not willing to pay him the money because you don't think he's gonna be able to get to that anyway.
I watched every game,
you don't have high potential on him to pay him that money. And what we're saying is that it's a gamble. It's a gamble. And you're making it seem like
you know basketball's about matchups, right? So he doesn't match up with 4s and 5s, man. They're just they're bigger. You play basketball, you hoop, you play ball?
Yeah, I hope.
So I asked John to the same thing. How tall are you, and what's your weight?
Nah, I'm like 6'2.5". I'm like 200 pounds. So I'm like a guard. Like I'm like.
So if you was to play against a 13, 14-year-old, right, you can easily overpower him, easily, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if you play against
even if they sitting on a certain move or something, I'll just move your ass out the way.
Exactly. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. So that's exactly what I'm saying. I've been seeing this almost every damn night, man.
But they're not 13 years. Those are not 13-year-olds out there. You can't.
No, I'm just telling you. Well, if you got Joel Embiid at 280 pounds compared to Claxton's 215, I mean, he's gonna have like an extremely efficient night, man. He's going like 18 for 24 against like single coverage, like just no help, nothing.
So basically,
That's
you need
easy.
you want another center to pair with Clax, but you don't think that they can find that center to pair with Clax.
Yeah,
So
you need
you're like, just let him go.
you need a center that can space. It can't be two non-shooting centers in
Well,
there, man.
so y'all don't have that right now, correct? Or y'all
Yeah,
do?
that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
So you're basically saying since we don't have that center, why pay Clax?
I mean, because listen, I want to see it.
Don't dance around the question, BK. Don't dance around the question, bro. Don't dance around it, bro. Turn it to Fred Astaire. No,
man. He's going to give up the same, he weighs less than Clax, but at least he can shoot and space the floor and make like a Joel Embiid, a Joker come out. And because like when we played Sacramento, you had Sabonis actually have to come up. I've seen centers centers drop on Clax, causing spacing issues, man.
I can respect this. If you would have said, hey, I don't want to pay Clax because I don't think that the front office will be able to find somebody to pair with this guy to go work with him, and it's no use of paying him because he'll be here by himself and he'll be doing all the work and we'll still be losing. You're not framing it like that. You're framing it as if he's deficient and stuff and he's not going to get better. He's not going to get better or do nothing regardless of what we put around him. So he's not worth the money.
You play basketball, you hoop. You know it takes a long time, especially on an NBA level, to get like a KD type of skill, Joel Embiid. I mean, you got to
come in with that. You got to come in with that, bro. You got to come in with some of that, bro. But that doesn't mean that Clax is not worth the money. They based on somebody else, and that's what I'm trying to get you. You have to stick to what Clax got going and what the situation is with the team. And it's you're basically like
you can't play him at the 5 and the 4 position, man.
So why can't they find somebody to help complement him with that? You're not even saying that they can find somebody. You're just saying don't pay him because he's not worth the money.
Because they are hard to find, bro. Good.
Yeah, they had opportunities. They could have got like a Jakob Toronto got him for cheap and for nothing, damn near, man. They had Cam Whitmore in the bag. They didn't want him. They had Hartenstein. They could have drafted him. I heard.
They didn't trade up for Cam Whitmore. You just say that. Don't say they didn't want him because he wasn't there when they took him. So you just say they didn't trade up for him. Don't say they didn't want him. That's two different things.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, man. I mean, Hartenstein they could have drafted. They didn't want him. He's 250 pounds.
No, they did not draft Hartenstein. Well, they could have drafted Hartenstein because he was undrafted free agent with us. He was undrafted with us, and you know what? I ain't gonna lie. That was another. We fucked up on that one, dog. We fucked up on Hartenstein, dog. I ain't gonna lie. We fucked up on Hartenstein. And I was mad as fuck, bro, because look, they was trying to do that shit with Harden. They was like, we was trying to compete. We got him. He was undrafted. We didn't know nothing about him. We thought he was like cool or whatever. But Harden we was still trying to win or whatever. And they cut him. They cut him for fucking somebody else, bro. And it's fucking shit. But anyway,
I just seen a large sample size with Clax. I'm like, he got drafted in 2019. The least he could have did was put on some muscle, man. Like at least put on some weight, some muscle.
I can give you that. I can give you that. But if he's a complimentary player, so you're basically saying Clax is a complimentary player who doesn't deserve max money in your opinion.
Man, and they're treating him like the team is saying, oh, we can win with him. He can get us to the playoffs, like into the playoffs next year. I'm like, what are y'all talking about?
Okay, but half of that is true because the other half we don't know if he can actually get him to the play. Because I don't think just with on his back, him backpacking this shit, he's not getting them to the playoffs. So if you're saying that, we agree. I agree on that. Like if you said that they was like, oh, well, Clax can backpack this shit and we can help us get to. I agree he can help him get to the playoffs, but he's not going to be like a main focal point as far as like passing.
If all the centers were 215 pounds, 220, keep Claxton. Give me him. It's just that, they all weigh like 240, 250 and up. And he's like, he can't explode his way through contact against them. They're just too big and strong. Part of it is to be able to like get a bump in to try to throw him off a little bit. I mean, even like setting screens. I've seen guards actually able to fight through screens on Claxton because he's too.
What
He's
is your replacement for 2025? Because if he goes, you're gonna put in Dayron Sharp, or you're gonna put in one of these
I'd
younger
rather have
guys.
Noah Clowney in there. At least he gives us some
Okay,
space.
well, Noah Clowney is Noah Clowney gonna go full 82 with no complimentary pieces behind him?
All right,
because
so I'm not saying
you're not gonna put what you gonna put behind him. You're gonna let Clax go. You're gonna have to put something. You're gonna put somebody that's lesser than Clowney behind him because you want Clowney to start.
You got Day-Day. I'll take Day-Day.
How many games are y'all expecting to win without Clax?
He's not better than Claxton. I don't think he's better.
How many games does Clax worth in your opinion?
Well, my thing is, I was on another show, man. His frame, like his weight and frame. I mean, he's really a small forward. But to be a small forward, you actually have to be able to, shoot and handle the ball.
How many wins is Clax worth in your opinion?
So you're upset with his body frame, bro. Like, you're just mad at his body frame, bro. 7 feet.
How many wins? How many games is Clax worth?
15, 20 games.
Okay, so if you don't pay him, you giving Houston a top 5 pick next season. You want to do that?
I don't want to do that, man.
So what? You ain't got no choice but to pay him. Then move on. Next subject.
Oh man, we're gonna be in purgatory for freaking years, man.
What are you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna give Houston a top 5 pick instead of giving them a top 10? You already gave him a top 10. You gave him a top 5.
No, Mo BC, they gave him a top 5. Watch when the lottery balls land. I bet you they get a top 5 pick.
Nah, they ain't getting. No, hell no, they're not going from 9 to 8. They're not going from 9 to 5, bro. And you, boy, I almost betted you. I almost betted you, boy. And I almost said something. I almost betted you because that odds from 9 to 5. 10 to 5, bro. Hell no.
You never know. Cleveland was in that same kind of prediction 1 year before. They odds were slim. They got back. Right. They got a number 1 pick. They got up again.
But nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, can we? We here now. So can we say that shit was a little bit rigged? Like, come on now. Like, can we get that? Because bro, they had like 3 number 1s in like 5 years.
I mean, but they were bad though. They were bad.
It was bad, but damn, like shit. Like,
I mean,
we was bad. We was bad, and got 2, 3, and 4. Like, come on, bro. Like,
yeah, but we not. I mean, that's why I gotta kind of agree with you with the rigging, because we not like a big market team like that. So they're not gonna give us like number 1.
Yeah. So and Cleveland wasn't either, but at the same time,
if your front office doesn't improve, that, I mean, sometimes they give it to you because you're a small franchise and like you got that clout sometimes. But like, if your front office doesn't improve, they could pick a good choice, bro. Like, them lottery balls might not slide your way sometime, bro. Like, no lie,
but my thing is with BK, with Clax, back to Clax, it's like y'all are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Because
I agree.
Y'all stuck between a rock and a hard place. Y'all got it. What ways are y'all gonna improve?
No, Mo BZ, they not stuck in a rock and a hard place. They just stuck in their own opinions and their own insecurities, bro. Sign the man because you don't have nobody there. You use him as an asset, bro. So you level up, bro. I don't understand what's going on. Why do y'all like let assets out of asset walk out the door for nothing, bro? I don't understand their business mind.
I mean, but Easy E, you really think he's a 5 though, man?
It don't matter.
That's not the
thank you. Out to a team and you can get draft capital back, bro.
You can't let Clax go for nothing. You drafted him.
You know what? Listen, if the rest of the league actually thinks he's a nice best center, I guess, you know what? When I think about it right now, if the rest of the NBA actually really thinks he's the ninth best center in the NBA, it doesn't hurt to actually sign him, especially if you can get something back for him, I guess.
The NBA thinks the NBA is smart enough to know that I'm not gonna jump out here for an asset that's just gonna go in the free agent market and I can sign him outright. I'm not gonna do that.
Somebody got an echo.
Yeah, that was Mo Beasley, I think. Let me see.
Oh,
Yeah, the whole thing.
BK, you
okay, I
watch the
did.
end of this Suns Minnesota game, BK? It's
They don't match
crazy,
up. They don't
man. The
match
Suns
up.
look
They don't
done.
match up with Minnesota.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
Yo,
don't match up
KD
with
was giving the
Minnesota. I'm
angry
watching it.
face on the bench. He's giving the
I mean,
angry
that was his
face, like,
face,
get me
man.
out of
His
here.
dumbass trying to go over there. Oh, Devin Booker's all worldly. And no, Devin Booker is like,
Nah, Bradley Beal, man, that guy crashed and burned. Like, this is his first real playoff experience in forever, and he ain't rise to the occasion, man.
you saw the owner's face, man. The Phoenix Suns owner.
Oh, yeah, they showed the owner, my
Yeah.
gosh.
Okay, so look,
Cinema.
does this affect KD legacy? Because we have this whole thing with LeBron where if he gets swept by the Nuggets,
Yeah, it affects his legacy. Definitely, man.
Hell
Definitely.
yeah, bro. How the fuck
Now, you
yeah,
know what
bro?
it is? KD's a good. You know
hey,
what it is?
that's not
KD's
my
a good
mic.
player, but he's not a good leader. That's what KD's legacy
Nah,
is. He's
he's
a
not
good
physical
player,
enough,
but he's
man.
not a good
Listen,
leader.
they are being physical with KD. I'm watching this. They're being physical with him. He's not a physical player, man. He's just not.
No, he's
He's a
not a
finesse player.
vocal guy, really. Like, he's just kind of watching the
It
madness
got
happen
nothing
and
to
just
do with
grit and
that,
just
Jonathan.
angry, man. Well,
It has
But you
listen,
nothing to do
can't.
with
leadership
that.
You're not
starts
going
with
to
you
just
got to be
talk loud.
vocal with your guys. You gotta be
Nah,
vocal
it has
with your
nothing to
guys,
do with
man.
John. You are not going to just talk loud and you're going to solve problems on the court like that, bro.
Exactly.
That is not
Thank you,
how
EG.
basketball works, bro.
Thank you.
That is
No,
not how basketball works.
I'm just
Bro,
saying. Listen,
John,
I
I'm not
just
gonna lie to you. Today been a bad day for you, bro. A
no, it's
really
been a
bad
good
day.
day. Listen, the only
You've been
take you
saying
don't like.
some
No, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's been a good day for me. The only take you don't
bullshit,
like is the
bro.
Chris Paul thing. That's the only thing you didn't like,
Bro,
man. Let's be
the shit that you've
factual.
been saying, bro, it's almost like you just walked into NBA, bro. Like you just walked into like
He's
No,
basketball, bro.
no, I've
25.
been
He's
There's no
25
way,
years
bro.
old. He's learning, man.
no,
Bro, you gotta
I've been
learn better,
pretty good,
bro,
pretty
because you're not
consistent, man.
improving, bro.
No, I've been
You
Nah,
pretty
to
gonna
be
be
good,
going
man.
the
honest,
other
Pretty
way, bro.
consistent.
Nah, bro.
I need y'all to be bad enough so we can get Dylan Harper.
Hell no, man.
Yo, Mo, I told you, we gonna give you if we don't give you a top 5 pick, it's gonna be at least 7, bro.
I take BJ Edge home or something.
Nah, it's just the Minnesota's just too physical for these guys, man. They got too much physicality in these guys and athleticism.
And it's a
Yeah.
bad
Nah,
matchup.
it's a whole lot more. It's a whole lot more to it, too, man.
Yo, your boy Devin Booker can't get off, bro.
It's true. I'm telling you. He had 21 points. I mean, it's not like and he was a -4. There's no
Yeah, but that's
impact
a
on
nasty
defensive
21
end.
though, BK.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm watching it. Yeah. Let me wrap this up. We got an echo, man. Yeah, you scared Jonathan off, man. I mean, he's there. He's there.
No, I'm here, man. I'm good. Listen,
Jonathan, tomorrow's another day. Please get better, my brother.
easy.
Please get
I've
better.
been on a roll, man. Listen, sometimes you may not like all my takes, bro, but that's fine. It's
Bro,
agree to disagree, man.
John, you pulled up to Breezy Street and said the reason why the Clippers lost today is because of James Harden, the only nigga that scored today, basically.
Wait, what? He had 4 assists, though, man.
This
Like,
is
what are
insane.
we talking about
The game
here?
is decided by 4 assists, bro.
Hey, listen, at the end of the day, James Harden is the system, right? The system didn't work.
Bro, if we
This
like I
may
said,
work.
bro, and I
This
wait,
may
hold
work.
on. And I said this on Breezy Stream. If we like narratives and that's how we want to talk, that's cool. But if we really want to talk about the game of rock, the game of ball, you gotta keep that bullshit out of way far away from me, bro. Because it's gonna sound so fucking ridiculous. I can't even really have an honest conversation with you. Cause I don't know if you're trolling me or not, bro. Like you gotta tell me
Easy.
you're
I'm
trolling
just
me, bro.
talking to you like an NBA guy that watches the game, man. If you don't agree with my takes, that's cool, man. But I'm
what
putting it
happened?
in
But
your
we
face,
happened?
man.
saw
I
when
didn't.
Kawhi came back to the offense, he was shaky, bro. But we blaming James Harden because he's the system. Because he said that all the way in the beginning of the regular season, bro. Come on, bro. Watch out, man.
Nah,
Hey, at the end of the day, you
Watch
gotta look
out,
at
bro.
playoff.
Watch out, bro.
Whoa. You gotta look at playoff record. Kawhi's already been to the
middle school
promised
shit,
land.
bro.
Wait.
That's
Kawhi's already been to the
Kawhi,
promised
that's
land,
middle
man.
That's
school
the case.
shit,
LeBron
bro.
been to the promised land,
Bro,
but
that's
they
middle
don't
school shit,
mean
bro.
nothing
Come
when
on,
he
son.
blaming players and shit like that. Like everybody. Why y'all don't keep the
He
same
didn't even
energy when
say
it
he
comes
was
to this type
consistent,
of
bro.
shit?
He just was answering a question by a reporter. You heard 2 words and you took it out of context and you ran with it for more than 5 months. Yo, that's
Yeah,
No, that's what
sad,
everybody
bro.
was saying, man. Everybody was on to that, man. You guys
And they
got
let
number
that
one.
shit go when they started winning, bro. They let that shit go when they started winning, bro.
They started winning because Russell Westbrook took a bench role, man. They weren't winning nothing when he came to that team. You
Yeah,
got to
because
look at
Westbrook
context,
needed to
bro.
go to the bench, but because he can't shoot. We saw that evidence in today's game.
Yeah,
They
he
left that
played a
nigga wide
great bench
open.
role for the team. They were on like a 28-5 run at one
Yo,
point, man,
stop,
for the
But
stop,
Westbrook
here
game.
you,
Jonathan,
but
Jonathan,
here you are blaming James Harden when I just said they left Westbrook wide open.
Jonathan, stop. It
Okay,
was
okay. So
Westbrook,
James
man.
Harden has a good
This
playoff
is
record.
nasty. Yo,
Got it. Got
BK,
it. Yeah,
BK,
got
BK.
it.
Yo, Flame Bro.
I know.
Flame
I
Bro.
deal with it all the time. I
This is
know.
crazy, bro.
Jonathan flip flops. First he likes Claxton, then he doesn't
Uh
like Claxton.
huh.
You know,
Okay.
then
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. He's on my
I
side.
evaluate Claxton fairly. You just don't want him on the team, man.
I mean, no, I do want him on the team.
Oh, no.
It's a
Yeah, got
gamble,
him.
bro. Like all I'm saying,
Got
it's a
him.
gamble with Claxton. If he
It
go to
is.
somebody else's team, he gonna turn up.
No, he said he had to work on his game, though, man. Mo Beasley. He said
If
he
he
had to
goes
work
to
on his game.
Memphis, if he goes to Memphis with Jaren Jackson, he's gonna turn up.
He ain't gonna be a featured guy there, man.
He don't need to be. That's the whole thing. He don't need to be that. They got Ja, they got Gigi, they got Desmond Bain, they got Jaren Jackson. He gonna be the 4th, 5th option, but he gonna play hella defense.
But
Bro,
you know what? Yo,
He gonna
bro.
I
clog
was
that paint.
watching him. I was watching a lot of highlights when he was with KD and Kyrie. He was guarded much better, and
Yeah,
when
that's
playing
what
with them.
happened, BK, when you don't have that many responsibilities. You could do certain things better, bro.
Yeah,
Bro, if you slide Claxton over there by Memphis, bro, he slides right into Brandon Clark's role.
yeah, that's true.
Seamlessly. So
And if y'all
now
saying
you
that
gonna
he's
see
a
this
better
nigga
offensive,
averaging 16 and 8.
and if y'all saying he's a better offensive player than what he's showing in Brooklyn, he goes to Memphis and show that, then what?
That's a fear right there. That's. I guess you're right. All right, that guy's convinced me, man. I guess you got to sign him then.
But you gotta sign him because
Whoa.
what you gonna do? Give Houston the top 5 pick? What are you gonna do?
That's true. That's true.
And
We
if
don't
you
want to
trying
do
to
that.
keep you draft, and it ain't like he a free agent acquisition. Y'all draft that dude. That's homegrown talent. You gotta keep homegrown talent.
Nah, you're right about that. Let me wrap this. One more thing, Mobisa, you live in Houston, right?
Yeah, I live in Houston.
Yo, what's going on over there, man? I be seeing so many robberies in Houston, man. Like, what's up with that?
Hey man, you
Yo,
gotta you gotta you gotta
they
keep your
robbing
head on.
niggas like crazy out there, man.
Nah,
Like,
man, that's just like anywhere, bro. You gotta keep your head on the swivel, man. Stop showing off on social media, man. Stop letting your vices get you caught up in these streets. That's all I'm
Yeah,
gonna say.
yeah,
yeah, that's the truth.
it's real out there, man. They be
You
saying
got you got
Memphis.
addiction. You got addiction to these women. You need to know who you messing with. You got addiction to these drugs. This money. You gotta know who you messing
But
with,
I'm
man.
talking about you
Like
got cats rolling up in cars, like driving around, looking to rob people out there. Like,
that's in any city though, man. They lurking out here, man. You gotta be on your team. You gotta be on point. That's just like in New York. I'm pretty sure you can't be sweet out there in New York.
they
Like
was
they
well,
gonna
they was
rob.
doing that. They was doing that in New York, and they stopped. They caught the people that were doing it. But
Yeah,
now
y'all just got a lot of cameras.
Chicago, they doing it, man. They
Y'all
doing it
got a
in
lot of
Chicago.
cameras. Like
Yeah, a
y'all got a
lot of
lot of like
cameras in New
cameras
York.
and shit like China and shit like that. Like y'all shit like China. Y'all nigga got facial recognition, all kinds of shit. Y'all,
Yeah, it's hard to commit robberies. Like it's
yeah,
hard. They
we
can
ain't got
follow
that.
you.
We like the closest thing we got is like the license plate readers. Like they'll read your license plates like you do. But you know what? A lot of people get caught up like that though. But yeah, it is
Yeah,
what it is. But
yeah.
yeah,
They had like a shooting on one of the trains. Like it was 3 people, and like 3 days later they caught them. I said, how the fuck they caught them? I said, how? I said, how? I'm like, damn, man.
it's facial recognition, man. That
Yeah,
shit like China.
yeah.
Oh, they
All
take
right.
that camera. They take that camera. Whichever camera they catch you on, they just gonna keep on following you to every other camera, bro.
Yep,
Yeah,
and they got your China, bro.
And
They got your ID on scan. Like they be knowing who you is with your ID and license plate and shit on the side.
they just waiting for you to take off your mask so they could just match your face. Like, okay, all right, we got your
Yeah,
face
like
now.
they,
All right,
yeah,
cool.
that's
it's
crazy,
wicked
man.
out there.
Hard to commit crimes, man, today. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up, man.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
comment, subscribe, share the video. When you
Fun
share it,
podcast, everybody.
I'm gonna be on tonight. This echo's bad, man. All right, peace.
All right, yeah.
All right, easy.